What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here.
Rick Ginn here.
And welcome to day 2 of the Ginn Games. Yes, the 2025 Ginn Games, day 2 is all here. And this is probably one of the most exciting days of this because of just one reason. We're going to show you exactly what you have to do. Because day 1 was all about information. It's a lot of info we brought down, right? But day 2 today is action guides, action plans, going inside of all the tools, going inside the systems, how to go out here and pull the data from free sources, how to go out here and actually use the free stuff, the pay, like we're actually just getting into it, like actually in the meat of it, right? And we're getting in the thick of it right now today. So again, day 1's information, day 2's implementation. So this is really awesome. And we have a ton to cover here. So we're just going to break this all down and we're going to get into this right here so we can get after it. So welcome, guys, to the 2025 Ginn Games again. We are excited to be back. We are excited to break this all down on a special presentation. So awesome live stream, awesome stuff. So we're ready to go. And shout out to everyone posting in freewholesaling.com too. We had a lot of people host last night. Got my first deal, first contract, and all these amazing wins. So we love seeing that, and we love seeing everyone go out here and do it. So welcome, guys, to day 2 of the 2025 Ginn Games. Now, we are here day 2. So again, day 2 is all about implementation, going out here and implementing everything that we learned today for the next 30 days. So today we're going to be breaking down our action plans for every type of wholesaler, systems guides, what your schedule should be, your budgets, downloadable content, free sources, resources, and most importantly, a lot of stuff that you have never gotten from us ever before that we are sharing today, right now. So this is awesome stuff. We're really excited for it and really breaking down how you can be the best wholesaler possible, how to use the tools, all these things. And so you guys see the background behind us, right? We are in the map, the Mario map of wholesaling real estate, right? We got people starting out for free, got no money, right? We got the paid side of wholesaling, we got the scaling side, the creative MLS, and the JV side, right? And so the real question is, like, how do I go out here and make an action plan, like a game plan for success with all these different things? Now, the thing is, you have to have a plan. Not having a plan is a
Plan to fail.
Plan to fail. And what this means is, if you are going into battle, right? We're going here to battle for our financial freedom, our lives, right? Everything. And we are battling it right now for our success. And the thing is, when you go to battle, when you go to war, you just don't run around, oh, I feel like I'm going to win. No, you go with a strategic plan, right? The greatest warriors, the greatest people in battle, right? They have plans and they can do it. The thing about having a plan and going to battle and fighting, like, it doesn't matter about your age, what you look like, what you sound like. It's all about just having a plan and actually believing in yourself, right? And, I get a lot of young people are like, Zach, I'm too young to get in this wholesaling. I'm just like, well, Alexander the Great basically took over from Philip II, his dad, when he was 20 years old, and then became one of the greatest conquerors of all time. You look at Octavian Augustus Caesar. He, at 18 years old, did a civil war and created the Roman Empire. I don't think a lot of people know 18 years old did this, right? Great men have been teenagers going out here and changing lives. And then obviously you got everyone, 30s, 40s, 50s, that changed the world, right? If you're in your 30s and 40s and you're like, oh, what about me? Like, look at Napoleon, right? But like, the thing is, great men and women from all ages have accomplished the greatest things in life. It is not about your age. And I think that's the first thing I get, like, I'm too young. I'm just 18. I'm like, the guy who created the Roman Empire legitimately was 18. Like, it doesn't matter, right? It just matters that you can go out here and do it, right? And as a person that studies all these things, right, all the greatest people have accomplished the greatest things in life. They all had plans. They all had a plan. So you must have a plan. If you want to succeed, you have to have a plan. And today's our plan. Yeah, can we look at football, right? You just don't do pickup football, right? Oh, I'm going to run a route. I don't know what I'm doing, but hey, it's a plan. It's called the game plan for a reason, a plan for the game. That's how we do it, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's time after time, example, like people stepped up that didn't even know they were going to step up. Like a good example, completely different other business, but Anybody knows who Joel Osteen is? He's like he's a incredible speaker.
Mhm.
But the backstory behind him is he was just the camera guy, and he would film his father. His father got sick, passed away, and they said somebody had to step up. And he goes, I don't know how to do it. He goes, but I'll figure it out. And all he did was he just says, I got 1% better every day. He says, the first time I got behind the camera, I couldn't get words out. I was frozen. And now the guy speaks in front of millions of people without hesitation, just in a complete art.
Hmm.
And remember, he just wanted to be the cameraman. But when the occasion came up, he saw an opportunity, and all they did was tell me, and he repeats it over and over, I just wanted to get 1% better each day. So if you've decided that wholesaling is your route and you want to make a change for you, your family, and to get the things you truly want, you're going to have to commit to it and come up with a plan. And remember, the plan is never going to go exactly the way you want it to.
No.
And the idea is you just compare yourself to yesterday's version. Don't worry about Zach. Don't worry about Rick. We'll give you the guidance. But to truly become better, you just have to make yourself better. So look at it as a marathon runner. Remember, they race their race. So when we give you this plans, set a plan and stick to the course. You can make adjustments. But remember, when somebody runs up to you, flashes you 4 checks, don't change everything you do because you saw a sprinter run by. Sprinters look good in the moment. Marathon people constantly try to get better and get a PB, a personal best, every time they go out and run. And they improve it just a few seconds every time they train. And that's how I have to look at it. So stop looking at everybody else. Let's get your plan, get it going, believe in it, commit to it, and understanding you're going to have a lot of crap coming your way. As long as you don't quit and you stay the course, you will achieve everything you want to do in wholesaling. It's just a question of when.
There we go. And then also, guys, let me know in the comments, where are you guys coming from? Tell me all about where you guys are at. Love to know. Great question here is from Tabitha. Says, how long should we be studying your material for taking action? That is the funniest one I have. So I'll be honest with you. It's actually in the action plan. So we're going to tell you. Spoiler alert for you, Tabitha. Because you've asked me that question, I'm going to make you call today, by the way, right? So I'm not going to spoil all the stuff we're talking about because I want you guys to be here for the full thing, but I will tell you that I have a nice training wheels guide for wholesaling, especially starting out. So I will be showing you the training wheels and how to deal with it. But the answer would be small about action and then just keep leading it up and take the training wheels off. So we got Columbus, Seattle, California, Miami, Vegas, Arlington, New York, Philly, McAllen, Augusta, La Cruces, New Mexico. We love to see everyone on here. So shout out to everyone. Narc in the comments. Guys, let people know who you are. It'd be pretty cool, right? So let's break this down. Let's get it going and let's share how to get this started. So guys, wholesaling in 2025, this is the map. This is where we're at. We got to just figure out where are we dropping. So I kind of have my game plan for every map that you're deciding to be in. And we're going to show you what to do here. Now, if you're starting out for free and you got no money, right, these are going to be our top systems and tools I'm going to tell you for 2025. All right. Number one, if you have no money, you need some sort of CRM or customer relationship manager or management, whatever you want to call it. I prefer Google Sheets, like if you just want to be super basic, but Podio is pretty much the best free one. Now, this is free, right? No money, nothing, right? Podio CRM is going to be the best CRM for you. Like I said before yesterday, cyber background checks, truepeoplesearch.com, right? That's the best way to get free skip tracing. It's manual. It's a little more work, but still not that bad. Next, we got Facebook. That is probably the best way for cash buyers if you want to be in groups. Love that. Zillow is a great cash buyer resource for the foreruns, everything like that. But Facebook's going to be an amazing source for this. For my data management, so to manage our government lists, maybe to manage our Drawing for Dollars leads, like remember, $0 at all. I would tell you Google Sheets is probably going to be the best data management software out there. Next here, ChatGPT. Guys, if you're not using ChatGPT to organize your data, or heck, hey, like, can you convert this? So one example that, we're going to talk about is like, sometimes you request the code violations and they give it to you in a PDF and you can't copy it, literally a picture. They do that on purpose. So they know it's very difficult to go transfer that information. Well, the cool part is ChatGPT, you can just press upload. a picture and say, transcribe this into a Google Sheets, and it would just, pop.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And it just does that in 5 seconds. And so it's really, really cool to do. ChatGPT is amazing for data organization. If you want to write an email to the code enforcement to, hey, make an email of me requesting the open code violations for the past 30 days, it'll be there right there. Also, I'll tell you is Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com. Those are going to be my sources for comping when you have no money. That is honestly what I found. When you have no money, you're just getting started in this business. I'd probably say Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, best for comping right now. And Rick showed a little bit about that yesterday too, but that's really what I'd say. And then, a tool or a system would just be using other wholesalers, like just having relationships and just knowing, hey, this guy's doing really well. This is what he's doing. Interesting. At least I know that. Knowledge is going to be powerful for us, right? And the thing is, you don't have to pay for this knowledge anymore. It's all for free. It's all out there for everyone. We just got to take advantage of it. On top of this too, we can go inside of freewholesaling.com. Again, this is where the Ginn Games Challenge is in. It's in the course and community, freewholesaling.com. It's absolutely for free. We also have ZachDiscord.com, ZachDiscord.com. Here, look at this, ZachDiscord.com. Pretty simple, right? Go there and you can join our Discord. We have over 15,000 people in there. You probably watching like, exactly. There's 50,000 in there now. If you're watching this like, a year from now, it's like, well, yeah, we're just growing like crazy. But the really, really cool part is when you are in a community like that, you can hang out with the coolest people and you really get the best knowledge possible. And if you ever are in the ZachDiscord.com community, right, you see people that you usually sometimes don't see on YouTube because we don't record the calls. I'll give you one example, which is mind blowing, but and guys in the comments, everyone's going to say, Zach, this is actually real. I want people in the comments to confirm this because there are people in here that were here when we did that. There's people in the Discord that are in the Northeast or the Southwest, where, the states are a little more, they give you more stuff. That's all I could say. Right. And there's a wholesaler who is locked up for 8 years in federal penitentiary. He's in prison. And I didn't know this because I don't know, but in some prisons, they give you phones and internet, which sounds crazy to me. Right. And there's a guy who uses his cell phone with the internet or 5G or whatever it is. And he is watching our YouTube videos and he is wholesaling real estate. And he's closed, I think, 5 deals this year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Last year. He closed 5 deals last year. Mm-hmm. So, guys, go in the comments and actually confirm that's real. Because the guy was actually, he put his camera on in his cell and showed me his cell. He was in a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
5 deals. And it is insane to me that he's like, I can't show this on YouTube, but I would do it in the Discord for you, bro. And he wanted to help me out. But like, it's just mind blowing to me that you guys have excuses of why you can't become successful. And that is the truth. And you know what his quote to me was? And I'm not saying, he, let's just say he was an entrepreneur on the bad side of things. He was selling, he was in the distribution business on the bad side of things. And he basically says, you know what? I got really good at it, but obviously that's not the right thing to do. And I said, that's really not what you did was really bad. You could hurt a lot of people and you probably did with what you sold. That's bad. Don't do that. But if you just use those efforts into wholesaling, I promise you, the distribution of contracts on real estate will make you rich too. And it's all legal, which is really cool part, right? And so that's, it's insane to me, right? And the cool part is, yeah, he calls you on the live, right? People remember the chats, right? So it is true. It is completely, yes. So the people confirmed that was a real thing. You got to be in the Discord for that. And the thing is, he basically said, like, Zach, like, I was locked up. I'm in prison. I have a phone. Everyone's just like looking at girls on their phone all day. And they're scrolling through social media, which is like, yeah, duh. Like, why are you going to give prisoners cell phones? Like, I'm like, that's what they're going to do. But he said, I had no money. Okay. I had no money at all. And I wanted to get into wholesaling, and you're the only guy that showed me that you could do it for free. Everyone else told me that I had to spend 15 grand, and I'm in prison. I have no money. All I had is my phone. And I'm not saying I'm not here to, rub some dough. I'm not in the prisoner training business, but I was the guy's only option. And I think he makes more. He tells me, he says he says he doesn't want to tell the CEOs, the correction officers.
Yeah.
But I told him, like, you know, you make more than your correction officers every single year. He's like, yeah, that's true.
Think about that though. If you can teach someone
He's making
in
more
that
money in
situation
prison in a month than the guy who's his thing.
I don't know. Maybe we should have like a. Nah, I'm not going to do that.
No,
But I'm saying it's like, but like thing is, it's all perspective and how you look at it. It doesn't matter if you're Joel Osteen, you're in prison. Like some of you guys, like we all have different interpretations and meetings. Somebody who sits in prison has nothing, really, honestly, no motivation in the world. He winds up having all the motivation in the world because he just wants to do something. And he goes, wholesaling is a gift. And when other people look at it like, oh, it's hard, it's difficult. This man's sitting
that's
there
the
with
same. Fish. He's Fish Bands. He's not using his real name, but he showed the checks and showed him in the guys. He literally showed him in the jail cell. Brazilian drug dealer doing 8 years. Yes.
But think about this, guys.
Not proud of what he's done.
Yeah.
Not.
But it's making the best of his situation. So if somebody can do that and have nothing, like none of the comfort creatures you have, like what's your excuse? And I know I made excuses when I first started. The only difference is I didn't quit. I know a lot of you are like kicking that around. Like I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to adapt. You're actually going to have to kill the old version of yourself. And I know that scares a lot of you and you'll fight it. But the sooner you accept it, the better off you'll do. Just like the gentleman in prison, he had to kill off the old version to do legitimate businesses. But the thing is, it's such a fine line. He was just in the wrong business with the right skill set.
He was doing very bad things. He was doing people get really hurt from it. And we have a problem in this country and he's feeling really bad things. But at the end of the day, it is a business. And it's not a business. A business is the resources of goods and buying and selling. He was doing that, the thing is, we just made a certain plant legal in the United States that wasn't like 20 years ago right now. And now that's a legitimate business. It's all about what laws and things are, right? Level. On a state, but like that's a bit, now it's a legit business. 20 years ago, you get handcuffed for it, right? It's funny to me how, alcohol used to be illegal. Now it's a legit business, right? Corporate. So like, it's all a little fluffy here and there. But like one thing I would tell everyone is just, he's doing well because he had nothing else. He had nothing else going on, and he kind of eliminated his excuse. Do you think he was sitting there in his prison cell and be like, all I need is $5,000 to get PPL leads, and then I'll have success? Yeah. He ain't telling himself that, right? He is telling himself, Zach's telling me I can do it for free. Let's get it going. And here's the thing. And as much as I hate being a realtor, and I always say this, when he gets out of prison in 8 years and he wants to make a change in his life and do something better, what do you think is going to happen to him? He's going to go try to get a job. They're going to say no. Okay. He's going to try to do all this type of work. He's probably going to get stuck doing construction. I'm not using a stereotype, but like, you know what I mean? Like he's going to be doing brutal back breaking work. He paid his debt to society. And what is he going to do? What if he wants to get into real estate? Would a realtor let him do it? Nope. Real estate agents and realtors discriminate. And a lot of people say, oh, Zach, you're being harsh. No, they discriminate. If you do not have enough education, they won't let you be a realtor. If you're not old enough, they won't let you be a realtor. And if you have a felony, they won't let you be a realtor.
Well, I've read
that's discrimination.
So they have to hear it on a case-by-case basis on like.
Think they're gonna let that guy in?
Oh, the problem is.
You think they're gonna let him?
Well, I'm just gonna tell you the truth. A lot of realtors get DUIs, so they have to make exceptions.
They have to do it.
But like the thing is, you just
said it. You're gonna get.
No, it's true. Like
true.
It's like realtors are no different. But the thing is, it's like, okay, this one's good, but this one's bad. This one's good. This one's bad.
That's the truth, though.
And here's what I always love about wholesaling is, much as it doesn't discriminate, like it could care less how old you are. Nobody gives a crap about your education. It's kind of like wrestling. Like you could be dead broke, but if you're willing to outwork and like put in the work and commit to it, you'll do phenomenal things. That's why I love wrestling, because to me, it's like there is no money involved in, like there is some money involved in wrestling if you want to train at like 3. But the reality, you take 2 kids on going in their freshman year of high school and they commit to it. You could take one that's super, super wealthy and one that's broke. Wrestling don't care. Wholesaling doesn't care either. Now, as much as it doesn't care about where you come from, your financial background, or any of that, it also was only going to reward the people that work for wholesaling. It doesn't care that like you called 10 people today. They're like, dude, this guy's over here banging out 500 calls a day. I think the money's going to flow to him. And wholesaling is not about being fair. Like I'm just like, I can't stand when people go, it's not fair. That dude, life's not fair. Look how people get like taken out. So as much as it just like it doesn't discriminate, it on the opposite side, it doesn't care about your excuses, doesn't care about what you got going on today, doesn't care you don't feel good today, doesn't care your car broke down. And that's what you got to understand. As rewarding as it is on that side, it's going to smack you in the face when it comes to actually getting the work done. So if you want to get the work done and roll it up, we all love wholesaling because anybody can enter the playing field. The question is who's going to move forward. The people with the expectations is I don't have to do anything. They always get killed in wholesaling.
That's why I hate people saying you need to be a realtor to get into wholesaling. Here's the thing. Wholesaling real estate, you reach your hand out and you have nothing and you need help. Me as a wholesaler that teaches you for free, I'll grab your hand and lift you up.
Yep.
The thing is, if I hold my hand out to be a realtor, if I say you have to be a realtor to be to wholesale, the hand says, are you educated enough?
Yeah.
Are you old enough? Have you done anything? Have you done anything bad in your past? Let me do a background check. Like that, the United States was not built on if you've been arrested before. Bill Gates, very famously, was arrested.
What was he arrested for?
Speeding. I think it was drunk speeding. He's got a famous mugshot when he was young.
Really?
Oh yeah. That. And it's just like, well, if someone's been arrested, does that make them like the worst human being in the world? Right? Like, no. Now there's certain ones I say are inexcusable, but like, guys, come on.
But isn't it funny that the realtor said you can't have a felony, and then they adapted the code that we'll hear it case by case, meaning if you get a DUI, which thousands of realtors get it, they're going to make an exception because it fits the narrative. And I think it's kind of either felony is a felony, either you're black and white with it or you're not. So the problem is when you start making exceptions and all this other stuff, it gets ugly. And then now they're considering accepting the GED, but that you have to go through an interview process. Listen, a high school diploma is a high school diploma. I don't care how you get it.
Really quick. I don't know why this is funny to me, but do you know the default Outlook picture, like Outlook, the avatar, is the outline of Bill Gates's mugshot? That's his mugshot. Does that mean he's a terrible person? That's in 1977.
That's wild.
Isn't that funny? No, I've never been arrested, but I'm just saying it. That's kind of gangster. But like, see, that's the thing. That's how you do it. All right. So let's break this down and let's get into it. I'm not here to say anything good or bad about Bill Gates, but I'm just saying, you know, would I just toss that guy up as scum of the earth? No. Okay. So let's break this all down and let's share this. On top of this too, Property Appraiser has got amazing free government data for us to be using. Now, if we have money, our top paid tools and system, which again, it makes life a lot easier. I will tell you this, it makes life a lot easier using a paid tool, but it's just, it's like digging with a shovel. You can dig with your hands or you can dig with a shovel. It's possible. I just showed you a video I saw of like someone explaining wholesaling, and they said, oh, you want to wholesale for free? You got the MLS or referrals. That's all you got.
Yeah.
Oh, JVs Lord. Or the MLS.
Yeah.
That's the only way when you're starting out in wholesaling, you have any shot with no money. I'm like, dude.
It's so funny how wholesaling is getting like, it just seems like the general population's trying to shove wholesaling where it doesn't belong. Like,
oh yeah.
Don't get it. Can you get a wholesale deal on an MLS? You can. I'm not, but the odds of it, like almost slim to none, especially as a beginner. Wholesaling, just so you guys know, it derives from a marketing aspect. And the thing is, a lot of people overlook one of the most incredible skill sets you can learn from wholesaling, which is marketing. And I don't care what you do. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. I've seen terrible products. Let's go outside of real estate. If you see incredible marketing, it sells. Like, it connects, it works. Why? Because marketing is a skill set, and you're going to have to learn by trial and error. You know how you learn is you get deals. And once you start getting good at deals, then you have the ability to communicate, connect with cash buyers better, get JV partners. One of me and Zach's highest skill set is connecting with people like you. How do you think we learned the skill set? We learned it in the trenches wholesaling, like we do every day. And if you're going to bypass what I think is the highest skill set for a wholesaler, which is your ability to market to people, you're going to struggle. There's no way around it, because I've never met anyone who's incredible at business that doesn't have a high level ability to market. That's why I love wholesaling. And honestly, some of the biggest money I made was by staying in the marketing aspect of wholesaling. So we want you to embrace it. We want you to understand it. It is the core fundamentals of wholesaling, because we are going after a niche target market, motivated sellers. They are not all over MLS. They are not all over internet leads. And honestly, the more you're direct with them without having a third party, the more you can connect with them, get a relationship with them, and do business with them. And if you remove all these components, I don't like wholesaling is, can you do paid ways to do it? Absolutely. But starting out doing that, I just don't see a path where you're going to survive.
Well, there are paid systems. Like if you go to X Leads and like you use that, you do ninja mode texting, right? When you're brand new.
I'm talking about like full scale.
That's
paying,
it.
like
So that's what I'm talking, because like you can do that. We're not the biggest fans of that when you're starting, especially when you're broke, right? I'm not telling you your last dime for it. But the thing I'm telling you is like, if you have some money, like for example, like you starting out like with a job and kids and making good money, like it would definitely be advantageous if you started now to probably text blast, right? Versus trying to be out here cold calling free government list and spending 30 hours a week skip tracing true people search on the weekends, right? You couldn't do it.
No, but like we didn't have a lot of tools back then. So
but
we
if you're
had
starting
to
out
figure
now,
stuff out. Yeah.
You know,
now you got a lot more tools. I'm talking about dropping the 10, 20, 30K a month.
Yeah, that's
what I'm just going to fast track my business. I'm like, I'm telling you, I've watched people do it all the time. They rarely ever win. Why? Because they don't learn the fundamentals of the game, like fundamentals of wholesaling, how to connect with people. What is a motivated seller? Where do I find them? How do I have a conversation with them? And how does the contract look? And how do I dispo it? That's it. I don't know what any other business. Can you imagine in football and go, listen, we're just going to skip blocking because your offensive line blocks for them. So like, you don't have to worry about it.
No, I know.
But the thing is, you got to understand how somebody does that. If you're going to go left or right, I know he's 300-400 pounds, but.
So the point here, guys, is there's a difference between hearing what people tell you. So you hear a lot of talk on the internet saying, Zach, you know, you need to spend $5 or $6 grand a month. That's what paid wholesaling is. Guys, the paid part I'm talking about $100, $200 a month, and then maybe up to $1,000 if you're crazy. Once we get into scaling, then we could start talking about other things. So I just want everyone to understand, like when I say paid part of wholesaling, this is like under $1,000 a month. This is $100 a month, $200 a month. Okay. When we're talking about the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand a month, and then 100 grand a month, stuff like that's part of the scaling part of wholesaling. So let's make that very clear right now. Okay. Paid under $1,000 a month. Free, nothing. Broke,
$0.
$100, $200, $300 a month. That is paid. I think a lot of people like, I'm not that type of guy, and I'm never that guy to say it. So let's just keep that clear. Okay. So paid tools for wholesaling real estate 2025. Again, number one, if you really want to get serious about a good CRM, Ninja Mode, you get that for $49 a month with xleads.com. Sounds like an XLeads commercial, but it's not. I'm just telling you what we use. xleads.com, what we use for our free unlimited skip tracing. You can upload. On the X plan, we get 60,000, but it goes up to 15,000 starting out, right? We use the xleads.com Pro plan or the X plan to use for our disposition software. So you put in your market, it finds the top buyers. You can blast them out with Ninja Mode. So that's what we use for the dispositions. We use our Ninja Mode dialer for the dialing. It is the cheapest one. On average, it'll probably be $30, $40 a month if you're calling like 2 to 8 p.m. Like if you're calling like 5 times 5? If you're calling like 20, 25 hours a week, you're probably going to be at $30 a month, maybe up to 40 if you want to go crazy. The point is you can get multiple phone numbers. There's no spam, right? There is spam, but if it is spam, you just change the phone number, right? It's the cheapest one out there. If you called all day, every day, like, yeah, then there's other ones you can do, but it's pay per use, which is a lot different than paying just like $150 for a triple line dialer. And then you're kind of stuck, right? So it's very important. Our Ninja Mode AI SMS Blaster, again, this is all $49 a month. Pro plan goes up to $199 a month. But basically, you can use AI to text for you, and you can use AI drip mode. And drip basically means back in the day when you do texting, right? You had to go click, 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 click. You just now you can, and this is all legally compliant. This is the really cool part about it, right? Is you can actually just upload SMS blaster on here, and guess what happens? It'll send out 1,000 a day, 2,000 a day, and it drips it out throughout the day. So that's the really important and cool part about that. So that is the kind of the point. You can just go out here and text blast thousands of people every single day. You just add them on the ROS texter or the texting platform in Ninja mode, and it'll send 2,000 texts throughout the day. And you just add it on, it drips and does it all for you. And AI will answer the text too. We'll show a little bit about that today, but Ninja mode is what we use for SMS text blasting. And then for lists, data, comping, driving for dollars app included. Heck, our e-signing is actually in X Leads too.
That's really cool.
So a lot of people pay 30, 40, 50 bucks a month for a e-signing service, docu something, right? But basically you get that free inside of X Leads. So basically, I know we talked a lot about X Leads, but like the point is, back in the day, right? Let me grab my phone, right? Like, let's call heck, let's do a year ago. A year ago today, I would tell you that you had to spend 120 bucks for probably batch or whatever, or maybe even dmzac.com. I still love dmzac.com. We're actually going to do a dmzac.com tutorial today too, because we like dmzac.com a lot. It's still the best drawing for dollars app, but you'd spend 120 bucks for dmzac.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's actually get a list going, because guys, this is what you're told in wholesaling real estate of exactly what you have to do. Okay. And I'm not here to try to tell you what you have to do, but I just want to show you exactly a year ago. And heck, people are still telling you today what you should be spending on paid tools. So this is kind of the chart that we always do. But basically, if you want to do an unlimited free skip tracing site, there's 3 or 4 now out there. Heck, there's probably 15, 20 of them now, right? They're all copying everyone. But that'll cost you $120 up to $150 a month. If you want a CRM, like a Go High level CRM that we have, it'll probably be $150 a month. They tell you, then get the $100 a month drawing for dollars app, and then go and get this type of software for pulling the list. Just pay your 40 bucks a month for e-signing, then get a $100 a month auto dialer. Here's an SMS service, and then spend $483 a month for this display. That is the problem. People are telling you, this is what you have to do to get a system. And the cool part is with X Leads, you just kind of get it all included. And that's why I'm not pushing X Leads on you just to get it, right? I'm saying it replaces it all. And it's crazy that me and Rick are actually, never mind. There are actually some YouTubers actually talking about X Leads now, which is kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, fine. There's actually some YouTube videos, people reviewing X Leads saying, oh my God, this thing's amazing, right? So FYI, I can't say I'm the only one talking about it anymore, but pretty cool. But yeah, X Leads is great, and it's cool. Go to the X Leads YouTube channel. The only problem with X Leads, I want everyone to understand there is an issue with it. And the problem is it is everything. And so it is for the super advanced people, like the automated RVM drops, it's in there too. And it's very basic if you want to make it basic. It's up to you what you want to make it. If you go to the X Leads YouTube channel, the X Leads YouTube channel, I go live every Saturday on there at 10 a.m. and I just do training. There is a ton of training you need to do for X Leads. If you want to make it advanced, if you want to make it simple, under an hour, you can do it. But I'll tell you, it can get really advanced. So that's my FYI on it.
And you can grow with it. That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
You can start as a beginner and be the most advanced wholesaler. And before, you had to keep jumping around software services to meet your levels. So in the beginning, you're going to be overwhelmed because it's a lot, but it's designed because it gives you the best value. So in the beginning, you just need marketing lists and be able to pull data so you can get in touch with motivated sellers. And then you get leads, you put them in your system, you go into the Ninja mode, and then you can get help with Dispo, obviously skip tracing. And the idea is you want to go one platform to do a majority of your wholesaling, and that's what it's set up for. So if you feel overwhelmed in the beginning, that's good because you had all those options are included. You're not paying for all the bells and whistles on it like we showed you on the chart before. Yeah, exactly. So I'm telling you guys, go out here and go as my paid systems. And the reason is I'm paying $500 a month for all my tools. I'm like, just go to X Leads. They're like, but I have X Leads, but I still have these. I'm like,
Just use them. But I don't
Yeah.
know how to use them. Just go to. So the problem is I'm trying to stop people from going out here and using the wrong software. So that's what we're telling you on there. If you want like if you're really big on drawing for dollars and you want like a full suite, the Drawing for Dollars app for X Leads is really good.
Yeah.
We're working on a massive X Leads app update, which is very expensive and very time consuming. So I don't want to put something out there like an update that isn't just going to be revolutionary. So we are taking our sweet time with it. But I'm telling you guys, if you want like the best Drawing for Dollars app by far, it's dmzach.com. That's the one we use. Now, CallRail for call tracking. Why do you need call tracking when you're kind of using some paid systems? You don't need it, but it starts being important, right?
Yeah, and CallRail, it's not the cheapest service, but it does the most. So, like examples is obviously it captures all the information when people call, and it's pretty straightforward. But what we like about it is you can transcribe any conversation or record it, which is valuable when you're either working by yourself because sometimes you can't write everything down and you can listen to the phone call again. And then if you're working with VAs and stuff like that, if you want to spot check their calls, which you should always, that is a great service. Now, there's all sorts of AI transcription, stuff like that. We just haven't found one that like builds all the way into it. So as of right now, CallRail monetary wise is the best bang for your buck to get all the additional tools you want. Now, CallRails goes way above what like the average wholesaler needs. And that's the part I don't really like about it with web hooks and all this other stuff, because most of the time you're just connecting with a seller, either just doing an inbound or calling you off of a reverse driving for dollars. But I do like the ability to transcribe, and I can look at every word, everything, either it's for me or my employees. So I think the basic ones around what, like $60 or something like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so like when you're doing a lot of direct mail, that is what we use for call tracking, because we're going to show you our whole marketing rotation today of how basically we can go from basically starting out like when you're in that paid system and then how to go from paid to scaling. We're actually going to show that big jump. But like when you have 3 different areas, you got to have different zip codes, got to have different area codes, and you want to get the best return on your investment. If you're spending $2,000 a month, you want to figure out how can I, make, I don't know, 30, 40 grand a month with that investment. There's certain ways to do it. CallRail, when you have 5 different type of postcards, you got to see which one's getting the best data. Call tracking is really important on there. So we do that. You can do it inside. It is true. It is possible you can do it inside of basically Ninja Mode and Google Voice, but I probably wouldn't be doing that right now. So that is our top paid system starting out for 2025. Now, also mailingmastery.com if you want to go direct mail and start sending postcards out. That is an amazing source for it. Now, let's kind of get into an action guide for us. All right. So if we're getting started wholesaling real estate on the free side, right? We have no money. Okay. We're broke. We got no money. What do I do? How do I get started? Zach, I already know the information from freewholesaling.com. I know exactly like the list I have to do. I know what works. I know calling works, texting, but like, Zach, can you just tell me what to do? Can you be my coach? I'm Patrick Mahomes. You're Patrick Mahomes. I got to be Andy Reid, right? I got to give you the play. I got to set it up for you so you're in the best position to win. I've heard you loud and clear. Let me just tell you what to do. All right. So let's break this all down and share exactly what you have to do for wholesaling real estate. So the free side, if you want to go out here and have deals, you want to become successful, right? What is the action guide? So let's break this all down. All right. First thing, if you're brand new and you're starting out wholesaling real estate and you got no money, I'm telling you the first 3 days of this challenge, the first 3 days of wholesaling real estate, just in general, I think what you should be doing is you need to go out here and from day 1 to 3, just focus on your knowledge and picking the market. That's pretty much, I think as a beginner, that is roughly where you should be doing right now. Don't get crazy with it, but like, that's it. Day 1 to 3, knowledge and pick the market. I think a lot of virtual wholesalers spend all this, oh, what market should I do? You're freaking out here. Just pick your market and just learn some knowledge. Heck, we're on day 2 right now.
Yep.
So tomorrow is the last day of sitting around doing nothing. Right?
Yeah. Dude, you're in 2025, you're in the Ginn Games. You got to get going. So yesterday was all about the where to go to get the list, how to do it. Today we're talking about implementation, but You can sit there and stare at stuff all day long. This is where a lot of you guys get stuck. You're like, oh my God, it's so much information. What do I do? So you got to take it down in bite size and you just got to start. You should take some form of action today. It's not tomorrow. Listen, stop dieting. It's got the word DI in it. Just do it. And it's not painful. It's just painful to you because you're not used to it. And so the best cure of it, the anxiety, I promise you, is 10 times worse than the actionable step. Just do it. These people aren't going to bite your head off. Are you going to get yelled at? Most likely. Are you going to get hung up? Yes. You're going to get rejected? I guarantee that. But look where you are now. And if you're tired and frustrated and you've chose wholesaling to make the change, for God's sakes, at least step up to the starting line and start the race. Do not cower down. Do not procrastinate. It will drive you nuts. If you want to make a change, right now, you're at the third day of the year? Make it happen today.
Oh, yeah. So let's break this all down. So day 1 to 3, got the knowledge. Now we got to pick the market. Now from there, day 3 to 7. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So after tomorrow, we have to gather I'm assuming you have no money, right? Start gathering government lists, pre-foreclosures, code violations, water shutoffs, fire damage, like the ones I talked about for you yesterday. We actually have the resources, right? I actually showed you that whole entire guide inside of the school community, right? Of exactly what you should be doing. Just in case we're a little confused here, right? Let me break this down. So we actually shared this little guide we actually had, which is pretty dang cool. I actually shared it in the school group, by the way. So let me show you. In the school group, we actually shared this. So this was actually, we posted only for the school community. So remember, you're in here for free. You just go to freewholesaling.com, search wholesaling real estate. Go to school.com/wholesaling. It's all in there, right? This is all free. 6,100 people in the challenge, which is awesome.
Crazy.
But basically, look at all these people. I love seeing this, right? But basically, if you go here, I kind of did a wrap up. I did the entire, basically all the slides we did yesterday. I'll post this today, right? All these new graphics. But basically, I shared this one, right? This is the 31 ways to find a wholesaling real estate deal for free. So for day 3 to 7, we just got to be doing these 31 things. Pretty simple. From the top, just in case we're a little confused here, let's break this down. Drawing for dollars, code violations, pre-foreclosures, probates, evictions, fire damage properties, water shutoffs, arrest records, physical bandit signs, virtual bandit signs, bandit comments, joint ventures, property managers, pre-realtor leads, pawn shops, RIAs, general contractors, estate sales, handymen, bartenders, title companies, hard money lenders, quick claim deeds, the divorce list, garage list, local auctions, Zillow, FSBOs, for rents, tax delinquencies, liens, and expired listings. What is your excuse of why you don't know how to get started in wholesaling? It is all in there. It is completely up to you how you got to get started wholesaling real estate step by step. There's honestly no excuse anymore why you can't find a deal. So day 3 to 7, all right, this is what we're doing. All right. So day 3 to 7 here, this is what we're doing. Now, after a week, we got the information. We're going to start some marketing, right? I'd say call. So a general rule is I want you to call and text these leads. And I'm going to show you exactly how much you should call, should you text, draft, and all these things, right? One thing I'll let you know, and I want everyone to know, is just we should be focusing by day 14, getting at least 10 leads. And again, a lead is somebody who says they want to sell the property. So that is what a lead is. They're interested in selling the property. That is it. Okay. On top of that, too, you want to at least have this the goal, because we want to get some traction. We want to get a deal, right? Make at least 2 offers in 2 weeks. An offer in the week 1, offer week 2. Simple, right? I know it's a lot of work. There's a lot of effort that's going to have to be made to do this, but I'm telling you, this is what we have to do.
And remember, those of you just starting out, get excited, have the energy. Remember, you're going from 0 mile an hour. I got to get you to 1 to get you to mile 2. Some of you want to drop and just put it in 5th gear and get to 100 miles an hour. I'm just telling you, I use the terminology not because I like Grant Cardone, not a bad marketing guy, but he talks about a 10x, wrote a pretty good book. And like whatever you think, multiply it by 10, because that's what it's going to take to get that momentum to get started in wholesaling. Because remember, it takes energy to get the first start. It usually takes like a lightning bolt or like an earthquake to start like a tidal wave. but it's an incredible amount of force and energy that is directed towards wholesaling. And you are going to have to be the person that ignites that. You can't just call 10 people and expect to get anywhere. In fact, you should just like whatever you think, multiply it by 10. I don't care, multiply it by 100. Because why do we do this? Number one, the more opportunities you have, the more reps you get in and you learn how to talk to sellers. And the more opportunities you have means you're eventually going to get lucky. You ever met that person who just gets lucky? Guess what? Most people have to go out and find their own luck. I get lucky all the time, but the difference is I put in the work to do it. And if you just want to get lucky once or twice, wholesaling won't work with you. But if you want luck all the time, if you go in and put in the work, just remember that initial push. Are you going to be the lightning bolt, the earthquake? What's going to start it? It's got to be an incredible jolt of energy. And then you got to keep it up and keep it going. Now, how long you get going? Completely up to you. I get going until you have a problem. You have too many leads and you need to get help. But most of us aren't there yet. So start that spark, that energy, whatever you need, because 20 calls, no, we got to do more than that.
Exactly. So that is exactly what we got to do. 10 leads, 2 offers. That's roughly where we're going to be at. Then again, we just repeat and start closing some deals. At making 2 offers, you're going to get somebody. You're going to get someone. I promise you this. Then you'll get a deal. So if we look at the other free side, right, what lists, what marketing channels should we be doing? Again, I'm telling you, if you're just brand new, you got no money, you're just starting out, I'm going to tell you, I'll put you probably, let's do some cold calling. Let's do some SMS text blasting. Let's put sticky notes out there. That's it. Like those are the 3 we're going to be focusing on. We're not getting cute. We're not getting crazy. We're not trying all these different nutty things, right? Let's stick to these 3. I think door knocking is a good one, but like I probably won't tell you to do that starting out. Hit all of those lists and channels with basically the same exact energy as you are in this challenge now. So hit all of these channels with the government lists and just finding ugly houses on earned lists, which are basically drawing for dollars, right? That's what we got to do. So I made this very simple, right? There's only a certain amount of lists to do and a certain amount of channels. You just got to attack it, right? Like I'm telling you guys.
That's it.
That's what we got to be doing. So if we focus on that, we're going to actually have good results. Now, if I'm telling you starting out, I'd probably tell you that this is a really good weekly planner. Now, this is actually inside of the freewholesaling.com classroom. If you go into the Ginn Games modules and you go in the Ginn Games recordings and the Ginn Games, basically the bonus stuff, the downloadable content, stuff like that's actually in there for free for everyone, obviously in there. Gotta go to freewholesaling.com, by the way. But look at this. This is what I'm going to say is a good weekly planner. And we're actually going to give you blank weekly planners. So for week 1 through 5, so you can fill out yourself. But if you're brand new free, this is where I'm going to push a lot of people. Okay. So I would tell you start this Monday, right? I would say do 100 driving for dollars leads. 100. That's where I would start. Do 100 driving for dollars leads. That's all you got to do. Focus on 100 for the day, which is an all-day endeavor. Like I'm telling you that's like, that'll probably take you 3, 4, 5 hours maybe, but that's all day. And then what I want you to do, and this is crazy, but when you have an ugly house you see, put a sticky note on the door. Now what the sticky note should say is grab a trusty pen and write, oh geez, right. Hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. All right. I mean, hey, this is John, whatever your name is, Sarah. Please give me a call back. Go to Google Voice. So go to voice.google.com or just search Google Voice, create your own phone number in there, and write that phone number, make sure it gets connected to your phone. That's all you need to do. And then you'll get inbound leads. So we talked about how important it was, right, to get inbound leads, not outbound leads. Outbound's really cool, right? We love going here, calling and texting as what I tell everyone starting up, but like inbound leads. The leads are coming to you. Whew. Stuff's powerful stuff, right? And this is our planner, right? That's what I'm probably going to say for Monday. That is what we should be doing for Monday if we can, right? On top of that, too, on Tuesday, we have 100 leads to call, by the way, because we have 100 drawing for dollars leads. That's pretty cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the genius of this is because we did 100 driving for dollars leads and we put sticky notes on there, a quarter of them are going to call us, which means I don't have to call all 100. I have to only call 75 because 25 already called me back. And heck, if I'm broke, I don't have to pay for skip tracing because they called me, right? And there's no skip tracing. It makes your life way, way easier here. Now, on top of this too, we are going to cold call those government lists we've been harvesting, right? So our code violations, our fire damage properties, right? Probates are massive, right? We showed you all how to do it, right? I just posted a short how to pull the pre-foreclosure list. So for some reason, guys, by the way, I can't actually make a YouTube video on how to go and pull the pre-foreclosure list. But for some really, really, I'll be honest with you, a really weird, awkward reason, I can make a short about it. This is a new hack I learned. I learned I can pull government lists on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok, but if I made a long form video, it would get kicked off. So I'm going to be starting to show you guys shorts of me doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just did a short of how to do it. And so, like, for example, right, I'll show you some implementation on here. Let me show you a short I recorded, and hopefully this doesn't get me in trouble. Yeah, I think it actually might. I'm going to show it. I'll show it.
Don't get this banned.
Okay, I won't get it banned. Fine. But basically, if you're watching this live, right? If you go to my Instagram at Flip with Zach, do you like that handle?
I do.
It's a funny handle. At Flip with Zach. If you look at my latest short, I showed you how to pull a pre-foreclosure list. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be on YouTube also. If you go to my TikTok, guys, follow me on TikTok at the Zach Ginn, because TikTok banned me on at 150,000 followers.
Yeah.
And I've been posting every single day, and now I'm starting to get people watching me on TikTok finally. I think we're at 20,000 now. We'll get back to that 100,000, no problem, unless the 27th happens, right? Maybe no more TikTok. Who knows? Oh, that would suck. Oh, but okay. Well, hopefully, if you're watching this on TikTok, by the way, follow me on YouTube. Flip with Rick on YouTube. FYI. But okay. So let's talk about exactly what we got to be doing. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to cold call those government lists. We're going to call the Driving for Dollars lists, and we're going to cold call from the best time possible for cold calling, 2 to 7 p.m. local time. What I've personally found is, your cold calling times are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Those are the best times to be cold calling. And my favorite part is, people go and tell you, and, we've never argued about this, but those guys say, I'll get up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Right? Well, it's kind of funny, but the best times to wholesale real estate are 2 to 7 p.m.
Yeah, it's definitely not 4 a.m.
If you get up at 4 a.m. and you want to get 8 hours of sleep, do you know what time you have to go to bed at? 8 p.m. That means 7 p.m. is your wind down time, or you're tired, right? You're super tired 2 hours before you go to bed. So if you're looking to close the seller at 7 p.m., have you done 6 and 7 p.m. closings at someone's house?
I have, yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
So guys, are you telling me that you want to be super tired trying to close a seller? No way. Yeah. No way. So I'm telling you, do not be the 4 a.m. guy. You could be a 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 maybe. But being that guy, no, 2 to 7 p.m. is your top time where contact rates are the highest, people pick up the most, and you get the most dials in. So 2 to 7 p.m. is the best time to be calling. So I'm telling everyone, and I'm pushing everyone, call 2 to 7 p.m. Now, if you want to go even crazier, if you say, Zach, I only have 2 hours in the day to do marketing. I call this the golden hour of wholesaling, the golden hour of cold calling, 5 to 7 p.m. That is the best time by far people pick up their phones on the weekdays, right? 5 to 7 p.m. If you live in California and you are calling people in North Carolina, that is going to be 2 to 4. No. Yeah, 2 to 4, right? So, all right. Yeah, 2 to 4 p.m. So 3-hour difference.
Yep.
So that's what you got to do. So it's wherever you're calling the seller. If you're doing virtual, that is where we got to be doing it. So that's what I'll be doing. 2 to 7 p.m. government list, Driving for Dollars. Back on Wednesday, we're back Driving for Dollars, baby. That's right, guys. That is how important Driving for Dollars is, especially starting out. Now, you might say, Zach, I live in Botswana. I can't drive for dollars. That's okay. We can do some other things. I have more things. You could probably, what should we do if you can't drive for dollars? I would say if you can't drive for dollars, you're going to pull some extra lists and you're going to cold call some more. Why not? Why not? That's it. And why are you saying texting? Well, I'll give you the reason why. Wednesday, Drive for Dollars, and then we make Wednesday our probate day. this is how important probates are. I'm making it our probate day. All right. Which means we are focusing after our 100 drawing for dollars leads. The rest of the day is solely focused on getting the probates.
Yep.
That is why it's so. Why are probates so important? Can you explain?
Listen, guys, probates. A lot of people have the perception like they're complicated. It's a legal
Well, can you start
maneuver.
out? What is a probate?
So a probate is nothing more when somebody passes away and they own a piece of real estate and they have a deed in their name. So without getting, depending on where you're in the country, it's either called a deed or a deed of trust. And basically, it's your receipt for owning the house. Obviously, when somebody passes away, they don't have the physical ability to sign it over. Now, without getting in the complete weeds of it, most people die with a will and basically name a responsible person or party in their family or their close acquaintances. And they have to apply through the legal process called probate. And basically what probate allows people to do is wind up their financial affairs of the dearly departed. And then it gives someone the authority, the responsible person, as we call the PR or the personal representative or the executor, depending where you are. And that person has the same powers as the person that passed away. Now, why are probates so great? Rick, that sounds complicated. They're usually very outdated houses because when people get old, we take care of the people, not the property. That's how you should do it. Number two, most of these properties are vacant and the PR or the executor lives in another state. And number three, they take time to get through the process of probate. And like, why do I want to wait? So many wholesalers are so dead focused on getting a deal done right now that if I told you you could come back in 2 or 3 months and make $100,000, you just got to work this lead. Some people will bypass it. Why? Because they want instant gratification. Probates are the highest profit for all of wholesaling for the reasons I named: deferred maintenance, vacant, out-of-state owner, and you have time to find a cash buyer with very little resistance. All three of those gives you the perfect storm as a new wholesaler to do a probate deal. Why are probates? Because they're extremely profitable. They're about 3.5 times more profitable than an average assignable deal. Meaning if I sign it for 10, I could probably do a full probate and get 30 grand for it. Guys, that's like some of you doing 5 or 6 deals in one shot. Here's the downside is they take a little bit more time. They're going to take a little bit more education for you to learn, and you're going to have to be patient. But if you can throw in just 2 more probates in your wholesaling business a year, that alone can make you an extra $50,000 or $100,000. My highest profitable deals have always come from probates because you can maximize your return on it while solving the estate's problem of getting the property sold. And we do people a favor. They're tired of paying the insurance, the mortgage, the utilities. They're tired of shoveling snow, cutting the grass, dealing with hurricane prep. And for this reason, we help people liquidate these houses. And not to mention, if you've ever had somebody pass away, it's extremely emotional. A home is a home, and they look at it as a home. We look at it as a property. We teach you how to tie in a property to a home and honor the people that have passed away. Guys, probates, you got to be a really good listener and help people out. Not every deal's a home run, but I'm just telling you, my biggest scores have always come from probates. And I avoided them when I started wholesaling because I didn't understand them and they made me nervous. And I've learned that you need to run towards those things instead of avoiding them. So I'm telling you guys, probates, they are perfect for beginner wholesalers. You have to be an empathetic person and you have to be the best listener. If you don't have those 2 skill sets, don't do probates because you won't do well. It's not about shoving an offer down their mouth. It's about solving a problem and hearing them out. And a lot of wholesalers, they just want a contract right now. I'll wait 3, 6 months or a year and I'll take a $50,000, $100,000 hit because I understand where the profit is. So if it's like planting a seed, if I go, listen, plant the seed, come back and you get $100 in 3 months. Like, no, I need my dollar right now. And that's it. That's why I love probates. You should never ignore them. And probates will never make you broke. You can work 3 full-time jobs and do them. So nobody has an excuse for not doing probates. The downside is some of you guys want instant gratification and you're not going to get that with probates.
Exactly. So that's why it's pretty important here. Probates, we have a full day for them. And then from there, guys, Thursday, we're going back to calling. Friday, what we're going to do is all the probates, all the drawing for dollars, all the government lists we called. We are just going to spend all of Friday texting all those leads.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're using Google Voice for free, you can text all the days, Monday through Sunday, right? But like I'm telling you, I'd have Friday just solely for texting sellers. That is a great one when you have just starting out, right? It's another way to attack them. And then Saturday is going to be spent JVing and networking and doing some more drawing for dollars. But we're going to try to do some JV deals. Sunday, JVs and door knocking. We're making Sunday a door knocking day. And I would door knock pre-foreclosure. So pull a pre-foreclosure list, knock on the door. They say, hey, my partner Rick and I are looking to buy a couple houses in the area. And we're just going around the neighborhood seeing who's looking to sell the property. Yep. Now, I don't say, oh, you're in pre-foreclosure, let me help you out. I get people, I'm not a pre-foreclosure specialist. No, just calling around, going around the area.
Here's a hint, guys. If you have to tell the seller, the prospect, what their problem is, you're going to be putting them on the defense. The goal is to connect with them, to earn their trust and have a conversation so they tell you what the problem is. Because that's the key. If they tell you what the problem is, it means they don't want to acknowledge it. They're not comfortable with you and they don't trust you. So you have to find a way to have a conversation with them. Like I used to door knock pre-foreclosures. Now I learned the hard way by telling them, I can't help but notice your pending problem. Yeah. And it was just constant like attack. Whereas, hey, listen, I was just in the area, want to see if you're interested in selling a home. This is the type of home we're looking for. Me and my partner. Do you have interest? Now, I know they're deep in foreclosure, but like, I don't want to embarrass them and tell them, if you can get them to talk and tell you, you'll do a lot better.
Exactly. So that's what we're doing. And then just go out here and do that. That's what I'd be doing. We have a weekly planner you can download. It's blank for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you know exactly what you should be doing. But it's a great weekly planner. Plan out your week, and it just puts you in the seat to take your actions. Now, going here, if we're on the paid side right now, we're using systems. What I'd probably tell you is make a creative marketing rotation for day 1 to 3. We are going to start gathering our lists, right? Some X leads lists, some non-X leads lists, go from there. And then from there, we are going to get probably 40 leads, I would say, doing that, and then make about 5 offers. Now, this is where we're like, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do, but you can pull vacants, you can pull high equities, right? We'll show you how to go inside these softwares and pull lists. I would still do government lists, even if you're doing paid. You just hit them with dialers and other cool things too. So it's ultimately up to you what you want to do. But you should get at least 40 deals and 5 offers, not 2. And you just double your chances of success. That's the point of the paid systems. Now, let's kind of explain what our marketing rotation is. So a lot of people get confused about this. Roughly what you should be doing is there should be, I don't think I showed that. Oops. Yeah. 1 to 3 creative marketing rotation. Gather list, start marketing, 40 leads, 5 offers, repeat, and close the deal. Now, the marketing rotation is for your area in wholesaling. There's probably 3 areas you can be going after. So like if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, right? You got Fulton County, you got Marietta, right? Maybe you want to go and do like, I don't know, kind of where like East Stone Mountain area, right? You might want to do those 3 separate areas. Mm-hmm. If you're in Dallas, right? You got, you got Dallas, you got Fort Worth, you got like Garland up Northeast Plano area, right? You got most bigger, if you're in a decent sized city, which most people watching this are, there's 3 like ways to attack for 3 separate counties. If you don't know what to do, just do the 3 surrounding counties. That is what I'm telling you. And so where we live, there's 3 really good counties, right? You have basically St. Lucie County. Mm-hmm. You have up in Indian River County.
Yep.
And then you have Brevard County. Those are the 3 main ones. And then we have Martin County, but Martin County, it's the same thing as St. Lucie with our marketing, right? Those are the 3 ones we started out with. Then we expanded to Palm Beach, Okeechobee, more north, and then virtual, right? So that's where, and then, but the problem with our counties is they all had separate zip codes. So we actually had to learn pretty quick how to do this. But this is roughly what a average marketing rotation off of 3 separate areas should be. So maybe do it by city, county, whatever you want to do, area code, right? Whatever ways. But like month 1, so let's call it January, right? Mm-hmm. We should cold call the high equity list. So what we should do is go out here and go to X leads, go to anything with a LTV max of 40%, so 60% equity or higher. County 1, we're going to cold call the high equities using X leads ninja mode for the dialing, right?
Yep.
That's pretty cool, right? Month 1 for county 2, we are going to SMS text blast on ninja mode. basically on County 2. We're not calling County 2. We're just texting them. Then in January, County 3, we're just going to send some postcards out. Maybe probate letters, maybe something simple, door knocking, reverse drawing for dollars if you don't want to do direct mail, whatever you want to do. But I would say roughly do that. Then you guys can kind of guess what's next, right? Then in February, we're going to do direct mail or sticky notes or whatever you want to do for County 1, right? No more cold calling, right? County 2, we're going to cold call them in February.
Yep.
And then we're going to text blast County 3. So you kind of get the point here. The point of this is to get the best ROI, or what we call return on investment. When I have to spend money on X leads, when I have to spend money on text, when I have to spend this money, right? We want to get the most out of it. And the point is, if we just call high equities in the county every single month, it is not as efficient as calling that high equity once every 3 months. Because when we call after 3 months, we get a brand new change.
Yeah, you get a whole new set of circumstances.
You might lose out on some deals, but the thing is, like, you can't, with your resources, you can't do it. I'm assuming you're doing this all by yourself, maybe with a partner, right? But if you hit them with calling and then that county, then you hit them with texting for the month, it's more fresh.
You already have the phone number.
You get more leads per hour. So LPH is something we talk about, leads per hour.
Mm-hmm.
You actually get more leads per hour and you're more efficient doing this.
And think about this. I always talk about the McDonald's Burger King approach. Like, some people like McDonald's stuff and some people like Burger King. Like, in the perfect world, you take the McDonald's fries and the Whopper. We're not going to debate on it. But the idea is, some people respond to cold calling, some people respond to text, and some people respond to direct mail. Why? I have no idea. I don't know. So the 3-prong rotation we did, number one, it accomplishes multiple things. It gives you kind of the a la carte. Some people go, "I'm so glad you're not one of those cold callers. I'm so glad you sent me a piece of mail." And then they'll tell you the opposite. "I'm so glad you cold called me. I can get tired of the direct mail. I'm so glad you text. That was a lot more polite than cold calling me." You be able to touch them on all the bases, and a different marketing medium. Some marketing meetings just have a better effect. Now, I'm going to tell you, I make some generalizations. Some of the older people just respond better to direct mail. And the reason why I do like direct mail is scalable. And it's illegal. And we talk about all the problems, all these other marketing meetings we have. Direct mail is not having it, other than the cost, which is like a life issue. Guys, the simpler you make this approach, having like a 1, 2, 3 rotation, you can do it with 2. It keeps you on point, on schedule, on task. If you have to constantly go, crap, which county I'm going to mail to, you should have at least 2 or 3. You could possibly have 4 zones and just break it down. Like, for instance, we would have like a north, a south, and then like a middle. And you break them down depending. Some of you guys are going to like micro target this in your local market. That's fine, whatever you got to do. But once you have that is a rotation. You would now have a schedule. You have a marketing plan. Now you just got to follow through in the implementation. That's where it gets really boring. But I'm telling you, boring means you're redundant, which means you're doing the things that are required to do on a daily basis. Simplify it. Do not complicate it. Like this one right here, I've always gotten a rhythm by just doing a 3-piece rotation. Okay. Now, can you add? You can put your spin on it. Go ahead.
So again, 3rd month, obviously March, we would text blast County 1, direct mail County 2, and then cold call County 3. And then what we do is we repeat every 3 months.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be county. It could be by city. It could be by a group of zip codes.
Yeah.
But like, you need to like we broke ours up based on like territories. Like the North, it was just different how we attacked the ones on the South. And so you guys are going to have some of that local real estate market. You've got to apply it to this. But we find that the rotation is, some people just respond to text, some on the cold call. In a perfect world, we would cold call everyone, but like not everybody responds to it.
Exactly. So that's roughly what a marketing rotation is going to be looking like. Now, when we get in the scaling part of wholesaling, right, what we're going to do is just move from 4 blasts for calling for a county for a year to just 12. Like, once we're in scaling, we have to call the same like high equity list, like, and the government list. Like, we just got to hit it every month.
Yep.
Well, once you're scaled out, you just have to push it out, and the ROI goes down, but you start making more money, right?
And it becomes much more consistent. So you need leads, you need volume. In the beginning, like with your government list and all the stuff you guys do, we're just trying to get you off the ground, up and running. But eventually you're going to go, gosh, what am I going to do with 15,000 leads in the basic X leads plan? I go, trust me, I'm going to create a problem for you.
Yeah.
So the idea is to get you up to 60,000 because eventually you will need it because you need
Oh,
volume.
yeah.
Once you scale, you got to feed it. Before we're putting the odds in your favor and we're stacking them, but like eventually we have to push it over the edge with scaling.
Yeah. So we just got blast out calling every single month. We're going to call all 3 counties. We're going to text all 3. We're going to like really, once you get that, I would say you should do some ROS like postcards for all of them. Start blasting out when you get started. But like, that's more advanced. So we won't get too crazy into that. But like move from 4 blasts to 12. I would add an extra 1 to 2 marketing channels. So what could that be? Maybe if you're not doing sticky notes, do that. If you're not doing drawing for dollars, do that. Heck, if you're not doing RVMs, try them, right? Now, I'm not in Florida, but like there's so many more channels we could be doing. Do it. I would say, I'm not going to say that you should do the government list, but like there's no point once you get out of, now this is a little more high level, but there comes to a point with your scaling that you don't really do any other list except for high equity. What I mean by this is government lists always get put in, drawing for dollars gets put in.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to a paid software, you only do high equity. And so you only really go at 30% equity or 40% or above. And that's just, you do all of them. Now for Dallas, it's a little different, right? But like where we're at with the counties are 500,000, 250,000. I'd say like at the point where we're at right now, we just literally just do pretty much anything with some equity and we just attack them. And then we do the government list on there because the one cool part about government lists when they start getting better, this isn't wholesaling, but like you get a lot of creative deals and they're pretty dang fun. So yes, we're going to do 40% equity at that point. And the really important part here is just to test everything. Guys, test. You have to figure out what's working, what's not working. It's really important to go out here and test. Guys, if you don't test it, you ain't going to figure out what's working. You ain't going to figure out what's not working. So even like as much as I hate Facebook ads, as much as I hate radio and tell you don't be doing that, there should be a point where you test it out. So I've tested out PPL, hated it, but I tested it out. The most famous example of us testing is in 2018, 2019, we tried this new marketing thing for millennials and Gen Z kids where it was calling SMS blasting.
Yeah.
What is that? What? And I'm like, well, we're going to waste money on this and test it out. And it worked.
Worked great.
And there's other things that didn't work, right? But like I'm telling you, it's very important to do, right? We've done TV, radio. We've done them all. There's certain ones that are working really well, some that don't. One thing I'll tell you that has never really worked for me is SEO. But I know a ton of people who really know what they're doing, do really well with SEO. But testing is really important. So just try all these different ones. DMZach.com actually has a new like marketing thing to test out, which we'll show you too, which is just important for it. Now, if you're doing JV operations, I'll be honest with you, you're just going to have to go meet and talk to as many people as stinking possible, like as many. So what I mean by this is like DM as many wholesalers as you can on the Discord, on Instagram, like go to my followers, people that like my videos, just go and DM those people, comment on all my live streams, go inside of freeholston.com, go inside of all the posts in there, right? Be loud, be inside of zachdiscord.com, right? Guys, I'm going live in zachdiscord.com at 8 p.m. tonight. I'm going live in the Discord tonight. Even we're going to go live for this challenge. I'm still going because it creates not just me sharing and talking to you guys, but me going out here and being in kind of, it's a meetup, right? There's hundreds of people that hang out in there every single Friday night. And the cool part about that is it's not recorded. So like people can just, it's like you got to be in the moment because nothing's recorded. What we say, what people say, I'm telling you right now, it's so powerful. Guys, give value, be loud. One thing I can tell you is if you want to have success in wholesaling real estate, you just have to give value to people. If you do not give value to people, you are not going to get JV deals. Call and text. One thing I say, just get people's phone numbers and call them up and really be good at finding cash buyers. That's really important here. Be really good at finding buyers. You'll be good to go. One thing I'll tell you is use your full name, make a nice profile pic. Say you have X leads for the dispo. That would be huge. Hey, this person has something they can give to me. Already have your buyers. Be proud, be bold. If you've closed deals before, tell people you've done them. You'll get JV deals. Control the title company. And the last and most important part, always assume you're going to be screwed. What I mean by this is if somebody wants to do a JV deal with you, always assume that person's going to screw you. Not that like you should think that they are, but just assume. Oh, well, let's write a JV agreement. Not trust me, bro. Right?
Yeah,
That's how we should be
the
doing
worst
it.
one right there, man.
That's the worst one. And just JV with people. Those are the tips for my success in wholesaling. I think a lot of people, if you're looking to JV and do well in there, that is what you should be doing. And that's really the best tips starting out. So if I can give anybody an action plan, what I would probably say is I would spend about an hour a day inside of zachdiscord.com. That's what I was talking about. Go to zachdiscord.com, go to the Discord, spend an hour a day. Even if you're not familiar with it, right? I know it's a little training for you, but zachdiscord.com, that's how you're doing it. Every single YouTube live stream or every single video that we post, I would put a comment on the live. So when I go live, like I'm live right now, go and make at least 2 posts. My name's Zach. I am in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Here's my phone number. I want to do deals. Let's connect. Do 2 posts on every live stream I do. Also, smash the like button, subscribe. That doesn't hurt. Also on top of there, every single YouTube video that is on the Flip with Our YouTube channel, put a comment. Hey, love today's video, Zach. I actually love pre-foreclosures. Great thing you just did there. Great video. I'm also really big into JVs and I have a ton of buyers. Hit me up. Here's my number. Guys, be selfless on your promotions. Say something nice in the comments. Hey, why not? And then go out here and comment on every single YouTube video that we post in the future. People, go in the comments. Do it. Make it a rule too. Call at least one wholesaler a day. Build that connection. 50 DMs a day. I know it's a lot, but do it. And then spend at least 30 minutes inside of freewholesaling.com with the posts. And most importantly, create an accountability post. Post every single week about yourself and you will get JV deals. It's crazy, but that's how you do it. And that's how you win the Ginn games, right? You go out here and do it. So that's why it's really important for your success starting out in wholesaling real estate. So what we're going to do is kind of show you some of these paid softwares we've talked about today and what we're going to do. So we're going to, I'll have you take a break because you're going to do some breakdowns too.
Yep.
And what we're going to do is talk with Matt from dmzac.com and talk about how to use dmzac.com too, because it's really important once you start getting in here to start understanding the softwares. And so many people push all these crazy softwares on here. dmzac.com is one of the best. And we're here to talk. So Matt, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me okay?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, and this is awesome. What a way to kick it off. So yeah, good. All good, Rick. Great seeing you though for a second there. Awesome, guys. Yeah, I was going to say happy 2025. This is an incredible way to kick it off. Love seeing how many people are jumping into the Ginn games and making, taking this thing. And the plan you just gave people is incredible. Like if you follow that, it is not if you're going to have success, it is when you're going to have success. So I'm excited to be part of it, man. Thanks for having me.
There we go. So we're here to talk about dmzac.com. So exactly, tell everyone, there's a lot of newbies on here, right? So what is dmzac.com and what are we talking about today?
Yeah, and your mic's a little low. I don't know if the audio cut out on you there, but yeah, dude. Just to give a brief little intro here for you guys. Matt Camp over here with Deal Machine. Love teaming up with Zach and Rick over there. I know part of the Ginn games too. We're doing a huge giveaway as well in addition to that too. So I don't know. Have you revealed all of the grand prizes? I know you were talking about it yesterday.
A lot of it, some of it's kind of a secret, but I told you some of the top 2 winners is going to get, or at least the top winner is going to get dmzac.com a year for free. And then top 10 winners, or heck, probably people that aren't even winners who are watching today are going to get free stuff too.
Yeah, love that, man.
So the thing is, I'm assuming if you're watching this, guys, you're going to win the Ginn games, right? With the largest assignment fee, you're going to get the largest. So you need to learn how to use dmzac.com because you're going to get it a year for free.
Yeah. I mean, you do one deal. I mean, you're going to be paying for it 20, 30, 40 times over.
Yeah.
But getting the biggest assignment fee, that's incredible, man. Like that's you guys are competing. That's the real prize, right? Is like we want to give you all this free stuff, but the fact that you guys are giving them this playbook, giving them so much information, tools and knowledge and all of this, like they were set up to succeed and have an amazing year. So we love being a part of it. I know, that winner is going to be fun. They're going to get a year dmzac.com. They're going to get a ton of like $200 of free marketing with it. They're going to get free onboarding from us to make sure that you're completely set up, ready to go. I know our mission over here is to give everyone the power of real estate investing. So I love coming on these and just sharing, hey, here's what's working. Here's what people are doing in today's market that, we've had over 10,000, coming up on 15,000 deals done at this point using dmzack.com, using Deal Machine here. And so we've got a ton of stories we can share, YouTube videos that we publish all the time, just us listening to you guys of, hey, here's what's working. And I want to help you not have to reinvent the wheel. So Zach, I'm happy to come on here today, man. I know we just love teaming up with you in general. And I'm happy to dig into, like you said, the test, like show you guys, hey, here are things that you can go test that we see other people having a ton of success with right now. So,
oh yeah, I love it. So a lot of people ask, Zach, what's going on? You talk about Deal Machine. So the one thing I'll tell you is, you guys I would say try both of them out and see which one you want. I actually have a ton of people that they're like, I prefer dmzack.com over X leads on the date. I'm like, okay, well, go use dmzack.com and then get X leads for the ninja mode and for the texting, if you want to do that, right? It's up to you what you want to do, but the one thing I've always been very, very large on is, guys, try them all and see which one works best for you. They're ultimately tools. You don't need dmzack.com to become successful. You don't need any software to become successful. They're just tools that make it easier. And I would feel dirty if I was like, oh, don't use dmzack.com and I don't show you what it is. It's ultimately up to you which one you want to do. One thing I will tell you is, because I'm talking about dmzack.com, you will become successful with it if you use it correctly. There's some other softwares which I don't think have that. And ultimately, at the end of the day, like, you should be using what you feel like's best for you. So we're here to show you how to use it.
Yeah. And we do, just to reiterate that too. One, absolutely, you don't need any technology to succeed. I mean, before any of these technologies came out, people were doing off-market deals. It's not like it's, impossible that way. We just want to help you do more of them. And even like you said, if you're picking one or the other, I mean, we see a ton of people, that are using both. It's a great combo as well. So even if you do that route, I mean, again, you do one deal, you follow this, you put in the work, you do one deal, it's paying for itself again, 10, 20, 40 times over. So that's our goal here, is to help you guys see this as an investment in yourself, not as just like another expense that you have to be thinking about. So,
oh yeah. So
cool.
We're excited. So let's talk about this. Break it down. I'm excited.
Awesome, man. So what I can dig in here into today, I'll give you a few ideas again, guys, on what you can be testing yourself. I love Zach and Rick breaking that down for you. Just, hey, go out there, no matter what you're doing, be intentional about it, test and measure those results and do more of what's working. And so a couple things I want to break down here, and let me try to share my screen here if I can. A couple things I do
want to break this down for a second. I need to go fix this.
Yeah.
Let me grab another cord.
Yeah, go for it, man. All good. No worries. So I'll break this down here for you guys for a few minutes of just a handful of things. I know we've got kind of two pieces to what you can think of dmzack.com can help you with. There's the list size, the data side of what we do. And then there's the marketing side, the technology around how do you go out there and reach out directly to sellers that way. So I'll share a few things of what we see working really, really well right now. One thing, and I know you'll hear this from Zach and Rick often, I love that they focus on talking about niche, however you say that word, a niche list that is unique, that is different than everybody else is going after, that are properties that you go out there and uncover in a way that other people aren't. The reason being is, hey, if you go in and put in the work and you go in and build a list of leads in a way that other people aren't going out and doing, right, you are going to find the least competitive leads in your market. I mean, that's just the simple facts of, hey, you're going out there, you're doing things other people won't, or other people can't, or they're not willing to do. They're not willing to put in the work and time. They're not willing to get on live streams today. And I mean, it's, you're not forced to be here. It's a Friday afternoon and first one in January. But you guys are putting in the work. You guys are different. Like, you are going out there and doing things that other people won't. And so applying that same logic to going out and building your list, I mean, on our end, like, we have been known as best in class for driving for dollars. And we still see that today as a list that I know Zach and Rick talk about all the time, is something that's not going away. Like, you going out there, putting in the manual work to go out there and getting in a car, these virtual options too, but ideally it's getting in a car, driving around, looking for those properties that, again, have a tarp on the roof, have gutters falling off, have broken board up windows, have a front yard or backyard that is a mess, have just an indicator, whether it be a house that's literally falling over or a house that is, has these more subtle things that are wrong with it. That is the number one indicator that they might be looking to sell. That is a huge data point to go in and identify, because, again, they are the least competitive leads. Not everyone is willing to go out and build their own list this way. And then also, again, that's the number one indicator if they're looking to sell. So they're not only the least competitive leads, but they're the most powerful leads, the least number of leads it'll take to get to a deal. So from a driving for dollars perspective, I know we've upgraded the map a little bit here for you guys, made it even faster, made it a little more vibrant. So that way it's easier to see properties as you drive around as well. But with dmzac.com, it's really simple and easy. It locks onto your location. So you're seeing the desktop version, obviously. But if you're physically driving around in your market, you're probably going to use mobile. But it would lock on your location. You drive down the street. If I'm driving down Lemp Avenue right here in South City, St. Louis, driving south on here, every little point around me is a property. Here we go. Every little black dot's a property right here. Again, don't overthink it. Simply look for those houses that have all those signs we just talked about there. Tap on that little button or that little dot right here. Hit add lead. It will pin that property at a little blue pin, and at that point, it becomes a lead, a prospect in your system to be able to reach out to. So, Zach, I know it's not revolutionary. It's been around forever, but there's a reason, man. Is that, like you said, niche lists, they're not going away. Like driving for dollars, first and foremost is going to be an effective list for you.
Oh yeah. I mean, you've probably heard me talk so much snot about PPL and SEO and PPC, and just we have found that just like that, it's a good way to do it, but the amount of sheer cost it is just insane. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about people telling you have to spend $6 or $7 grand a month to get one deal. It's like, if you just have dmsite.com or a software and you just, I don't know, spend $200 maybe, like you get the same deal. And all the data is there. And it's just insane to me that there's just people tell this is the way to do it. If you're going to pay for marketing, $200 a month, that's basically it.
Yeah. When I look at, we talk about testing and measuring results. I'm doing it here in St. Louis, doing wholesale deals myself, practicing what we preach and all that. Every single quarter we go through and look back, and because we send a good amount of mail, we do a variety of different things that we teach on here. I look back and figure out, okay, where are we getting our highest response rates? Where are we getting our highest appointments, number of appointments, and especially looking at how many mailers we're sending out versus how many convert into appointments. Literally every single quarter, driving for dollars, #1 conversion rate for it. So it is something like, again, there's a reason for it. It takes extra time. You're building that niche, unique list that no one else has because they don't have it. Because, hey, you're going out and you're finding those hidden deals that not everyone else is going after. Takes a little bit of hustle, but I mean, if you're following your guys' plan of getting on here and putting in the work, you're here on a Friday afternoon, like you guys are doing things other people aren't. Like, here's another thing to test out, to go out there and say, how will this list perform? So that's one thing. The other piece, I know, Zach, you were hinting at a little bit here before this, is we've launched this was 6 weeks ago or so.
Yeah.
We've launched another level of how you can use AI to help you go out there and do what we're talking about here in a virtual way. So this has been awesome to be able to kind of unveil to people over the last 6 weeks or so. And it's been really cool to kind of get those first case studies in of people using this and seeing success with it. You'll notice on Deal Machine down here on dmzac.com, you've got this little try AI vision builder button right here. And so this is something brand new that we just launched. Zach, have you messed with this at all? I can't remember how much you've got. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What I want to hear your thoughts real quick as I get to this.
Yeah, it's really good. I think it's a brand new marketing, I guess, list, right? I guess the best way to explain it, that no one else is doing. And it's really cool, right? I mean, obviously I wish it was free, but I think I'm not predicting what you guys are doing, but I predict with the cost of AI going down with all these new data centers, you probably will be able to give it for free, which would be pretty cool. But that's like 2 or 3 years down the line, probably. But this is something that the reason I don't want it free, because then everyone can do it. So I'm telling you, if you have the funds to test this out, like I told people, when you start scaling, you need to test. This is the first thing you need to do. Mm-hmm. And it works pretty well.
Yeah, it's something we've had this idea for quite a while, but it's something that AI hasn't gotten to this scale until now, that it's this good and this cheap to be able to really justify going and testing a list like this. Essentially what you're looking at here, this AI vision builder, if you pop this open here now, guys, you'll see Alma, our little AI assistant, built into this list building view. And what you can do here is you are using AI to now analyze all of our data. So we've got 700 plus different data points when it comes to property data, demographic data, contact data, all that stuff. Now, what's unique about this is you're taking that next level when it comes to visual data as well. And so we are adding in satellite imaging. We've added in street view imaging. We've added in all of that visual data on top of everything else. And now inside Deal Machine, you can look and say like, oh yeah, say I want to go and, select an area. So kind of when you're using this, step one is picking your area, right, of where you want to analyze, where you want to do this, you can use the draw tool up here. You can search by zip code, city, county up here. But if I want to say, okay, let me draw around this little block right here. So I've got this spot. Oh, let me scoot over here. This little triangle here, and let me stretch this out for us. Make this a nice little square block for us. You can go through, use this draw tool, or again, use any other kind of way to outline the area in terms of address or zip code, city, county, all of that. But if I want to say, hey, show me out of these 142 properties, these few streets right here. If I want to analyze those on the spot, again, I can look at things like, show me off-market properties. I know you talked about high equity, Zach. Love that idea. So you can come in here and say like, oh yeah, go after, high equity properties. Cool.
The reason is like, you don't want to go find an ugly house that has 10% equity. Like, I mean, you don't want you can't even do a subject to on that thing. Like, that probably won't work. Owner financing is going to be too much on the renovation side, right? So like, really anything below 20% equity, you can just cut out, and that's probably 10-15%. It saves you in cost and saves you waste of time.
That adds up. Oh yeah. I mean, we put on, when we drive for dollars, I put on the high equity filter while I drive around, so that way it pops up all around me too. So I'm with you, man. So we've got that right here. So now you've got, this little area, there's 47 properties that are off market and high equity. Great. So that you're kind of choosing your area, you're filtering a little bit. But what's so cool about using the AI on top of this is now with all that visual data, literally anything visual about the property, you can type in here and say, show me properties that fit this, this, and this. So if you guys have used, any AI tool, any, ChatGPT, Gemini, anything like this, go in, prompting, right? Prompting is the name of the game. So what you ask it to do, what you type into it, is it just follows those directions, and the more specific, the better guidelines you can give, the more exact directions on what that AI should do, the better that your result's going to be. So what we're doing on the back end here is we're always testing out these different prompts to help you guys be more successful, which this first one is a great example of that, distressed properties. So think of this as essentially AI virtual driving for dollars, the entire area in an instant. So what you can go in here, when I click this preset prompt, again, you can type whatever you like, down at the bottom here, like whatever you like. But when I click on distressed properties, what's going to pop up automatically for you here is it'll define it as identify properties showing signs of distress in satellite and street view images. Cool. So there's that direction, right? Look for indicators like neglected landscaping, structural damage, broken roofs, like everything we kind of just covered here of what to look for when driving for dollars, right? And then we can even give it another guideline of properties don't need to fit everything on this list, but the more the better essentially is what we're kind of summarizing here. And like Zach had mentioned, you want to put all this in here. You will want to budget for this because it's about 2 cents per property to analyze them. So like, think of this as a time investment, right? Like if you're working off zero budget, maybe don't do the AI Vision Builder, maybe use virtual driving for dollars, maybe go out and drive for dollars yourself. Like you've got other options for you. But if you've got a little bit to test out here and you want to save a ridiculous amount of time and still go out and identify distressed properties, identify houses that have, literally we've got so many prompts in here, corner lots, bad roofs, you can type in, again, anything you want. But when you've got all of this lined up for you, the final thing before you hit build list is you can pop open this little matching score, and this is where you can basically tell it how strict to the prompt you want it to fit. Do you want it to be, word for word match everything you've got in there? Do you want it to be roughly fit this prompt in general? I usually go to around that 75% mark, so it's a little bit stringent on how, defining how it fits. And then when you've got, again, the area, that match score, and the prompt all lined up, that's when you hit build list with AI Vision, confirm build. And now it will, again, essentially virtual drive for dollars the entire list for you in an instant. Use all of the property data, use all the visual data, go through one by one, pick out those needles in the haystack of, hey, here are those houses that, looking at the imaging, fit your particular prompt. And here we go. We've got 7 properties out of those 47 that are distressed to be able to start working. So
there we go. It's beautiful. I love it.
Awesome. The one other thing, guys, too, we've seen a ton of people have this success using, we kind of, it's like a reverse engineering feature within this too. So if you go in here and you're like, hey, I don't know what prompt to do, I don't know exactly, like I know what a good deal looks like. I've seen this deal done in my market, or I go on Facebook and I see in this group that this person's looking for a cash buyer, or I see transactions happening, but I don't know exactly what to prompt it. If you go into this attach example properties button, what that will do is then you can then search by a very specific address. So like, for example, here, and what I did is we have a property that we wholesaled in the Kirkwood area like 6 months ago-ish. It was like May, whenever that was, 6-7 months ago. May, that we went in and we wholesaled that. It was a lot that the house was falling over, and we, it's an area, there's a lot of new development going on. So it was a great fit for a new builder, and we wholesaled that property. And what I did in Deal Machine was, okay, great, we know builders in this area. Let me go back to that address, use this lookalike feature. So attach an example property with that address right here, and then say, you know what, find every other property in the area that looks like that deal we just did. And so if you know any deal that's been done, again, you can look anywhere to be able to see those transactions happening, or you can even look at like recently sold and things like that in here. Go type in that address, say, show me other properties that look just like that deal, and then hit build with AI Vision. And what it's going to do is it will look at, again, all the property data, all the demographic data, all of the visual data, the street view, the satellite imaging, all that stuff, to then build you a lookalike list, run it against that analysis, and say, here's every other property that looks just like this in an instant. There you go. It took 5 seconds. I've got 4 more properties that could be good leads right there. So that specifically has been huge for people lately.
Oh, love seeing that. And then obviously you got the skip tracing in there too. Can't show too much on the YouTube, unfortunately. But I've personally found that if you do the shorts, you can do. So maybe I'll do a short on it and we can show you. But basically, all the information has the contact information in it, which makes everything a lot easier.
Yeah, on leads right here, I hit all of the emails and I hit all the sensitive info. I just have the addresses on here, at least for you guys. So
there you go.
We've got this right here. So for example, if you scroll through, you're going to be able to click on it, or if you view any lead, that's where, like you said, you get the phone numbers, you get the emails, you get all that included right there inside Deal Machine. I know our dialer, that's something that people, especially if you're trying to do that first deal, you're not quite comfortable on the phone yet. We've seen people have a ton of success using the AI kind of real-time coaching function in that dialer. So if I hit that click to call button, which, that would be, I won't uncover that info for you, but if I hit click to call right here, it'll actually pop up a dialer, right? Which, usually you have to go, and a lot of the like specialized dialers, I mean, those can be hundreds a month. It can take forever to set it up and get the right data in there, and like have to go through and actually learn that new platform, buy a number, all that. This is just click to call. The cool thing is you can go in here, and if you go into your dialer settings up in your actual Deal Machine account, right there, dialer settings, you can go into your Alma AI right here and upload your script. So when you do that, you can go to like freewholesaling.com, for example, take that advice, take the scripts and everything you give people there, upload that into your dialer, and now you've got like a little Zach over your shoulder being able to help kind of coach you through it, because it'll say, what do I say next, is a little button inside the dialer. And what it does is you click that button, it's going to take into account everything that has been said in the conversation so far, the uploaded script, all of that is the prompt for your sales call. And in real time, it'll say, okay, here's what Zach's saying, here's what Matt's saying. Well, if I click that what do I say next button, here's a recommendation of where to take the conversation. So that specifically for the people, especially if you're like, again, just not comfortable with calling, you're really dreading it, you need a little more guidance. Like, we've gotten a ton of feedback from people who are like, yeah, I hate calling. I don't even want to talk to people on the phone. I'm an introvert. I don't want to deal with any of this stuff. This was fun. Like, we've gotten literally the word fun used, which is probably the highest compliment we can get, where it's like, oh yeah, people are enjoying this and they're using this as a way to help themselves be more successful by kind of getting that other perspective of, okay, here's where to take the conversation and kind of coach you through that. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. That's why it works. I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's been great. I know the only last thing I want to touch on here briefly here is from a data standpoint, the new stuff we've got out there. The big one is the LLC owners as well.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're making direct calls to people and you're driving for dollars and you find properties that are corporate owned, or you're using the AI vision builder and you're finding corporate owned properties, now our contact match rate, guys, is literally 95% for single family homes, because we have gotten, it went from like 75 to about 95. So it was like a 20% jump because we added LLC owners, agents, organizers, all of that LLC data now in Deal Machine. So definitely hit those lists. Like that's data that is very tough and manual to get otherwise. So,
oh yeah, I absolutely love it. I think that's really cool. I love the voicemail drops. I think the comp is awesome, right? Direct mail is great. And then, I think it's cool. I think the rehab calculator you guys have on there is really cool too. I don't think you talk about it too much that you should. I think it's really cool the way it's done.
Thanks.
And the AI recording on there. Is there any changes with the DNC, or are we still no DNC on this?
So we've got on the AI voice drops.
Yeah, on the AI side.
Yeah, currently still no. I mean,
I was just asking.
Yeah, we're always looking at compliance for that and everything. But yeah, we've got this AI voice clone right here. That's like you mentioned, Zach. It's for the voicemail. So if it goes to voicemail, your call, you're one click away from dropping an AI voicemail, which is, if you go in there and train it, it's your voice saying the right seller name, the callback number, the right address, everything. So you don't have to spend time doing it or mess up that message in any way. So it's people are, especially when you're doing high volume of calls and just trying to get to more and more, that saves people, I mean, like half the time. So yeah, it's been really great for people too.
Oh, I love it. I mean, I think everyone remembers when we came out with that. Before you guys didn't make it no DNC, I told everyone to just abuse it, honestly. Just to make as many as you can, because I don't know how long this is going to be a thing for. And so, guys, you got to listen to me when I tell you this. And a lot of people got a lot of deals doing that. Obviously, compliance stuff like that. But I asked Dave. I said, "Am I allowed to do this?" And he said, "Yeah, we should be all good." I said, "Okay." And I went low that. I do that with all my marketing. So.
Yeah, test it. And again, like any new data source that comes out, like you said, the people who jump on it early, I mean, that's where you're going to get, that's a lot of people are going to get a lot of advantage out of that. So it's like, for example, the corporate skip trace data that's in there, that LLC owner data, that is something that's brand new. I'd highly recommend testing that out. And I bet you'll get a very high response rate. So it's been working for people. So good tips, man.
There we go. Awesome. Oh, if there's anything else you want to break down, love to see it. But basically, I mean, you can do a whole 15-hour thing on this, on the comping and this.
Right.
And that. There's so much in it, but it's pretty cool. We got a lot of cool tutorials in there, and it's pretty cool. I like it, man.
Love it, guys. Yeah, keep. In general, think about it as how do you stand out by building a list that other people don't have. Those niche lists, using things like AI to help you, AI Vision Builder, using things like Driving for Dollars to help you. Going in there and then using marketing that's going to help you continue to level up and get better and better. The AI powered dialer is an example of that. The corporate owned LLC, data. That's an example of getting a better and better, contact rate. And then even just more tailored conversations. Like when you go in Deal Machine, you've got demographic data about each owner. Like you can see things like their portfolio, their contact net asset value, like all kinds of different stuff. So that way you're going in with all your due diligence in front of you. And those are going to help you stand out in your market too, just help you ask better questions. So guys, I'd say go in there and like Zach said, go test it. And, we love being part of the Ginn Games. Like, again, somebody's going to be winning an entire year of this thing, hundreds of dollars in marketing, the onboarding, all that stuff. So it's fun to show it off, man.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Matt, so much for hopping on, and we'll see you next when you do the next crazy update. We don't know. Is there going to be a unveiled for the summer? Can you say that yet, or do you not know?
I mean, we're always working on that.
You guys did two. You guys did two. You did two crazy ones in a year. So are you planning on doing two, or just like maybe?
We're trying to keep them. We're trying to stay on pace, man. Yeah, we're always adding new stuff. So we've got a whole list of things that we could be doing. It's just a matter of like how do we find the things that are going to help people the most. So we're kind of going through that right now. And absolutely, dude, I will. You'll be one of the first to know. So
there we go. I'm excited. Well, Matt, thank you so much, guys. If you want to check it out for free, go to dmzach.com right there. And it's awesome software. A lot of people use bad software. It's a great one. And check it out. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thanks, Matt. Beautiful. Loved it. So, yeah, dmzach.com is great. I absolutely love it. There's a lot of softwares that don't have skip tracing in it. Make sure you guys are doing it. So, definitely an amazing one. So, right now, too, I want to kind of show a couple other things on here, too. So, if you go to freewholesaling.com, we actually have a outbound marketing cheat sheet. A lot of the stuff that you need to know about what to say, scripts, things like that, we actually have it in there. So let me just show you exactly what it is. I want to go over some stuff because I kind of go over scripts, but I want to show, again, a little more on there. So let me show you what it is. So again, got to go to freewholesaling.com. That's where it's at. So let me put it on the bottom so we don't forget what the link is to get this. So you go in here, right? Obviously, we got the Ginn Games day 2 right now, but we're going to go to Classroom right here. We're going to go all the way down here to 2025 Ginn Games. And our system guides right here on the PDF, right? So again, if we want to know, okay, I want to call, but again, I don't know what script to use. Remember, freewholesaling.com's got it all, right? It's all going to be in here. But very, very specifically, you are going to want to be using Google Voice for your calling, texting with Google Voice, all these things. Drawing for dollars, JV, stuff like that. That's really important here. So definitely telling everyone on here, especially starting out, that use the scripts, do what we're saying. That is the best way to do it. Drawing for dollars, all the stuff. And then all the resources we have is on here. I'm going to show you guys the planner. Pretty simple, but like, just a blank planner that we can go out here and download, use. I know there's a lot of people that are very, very, very organized on here on how to deal with it and how to do it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And that's how we do it on there too. So we have the marketing sheets, all this stuff. Again, if you want to learn exactly how to be doing this right here, right? And hopefully Rick comes back soon. But guys, you just go out here to Classroom, right? You got to Dispo, acquisitions, all the stuff is going to be right here. So again, we have a 30-day wholesaling challenge on here too. But like, guys, you want to know how to cold call, go to marketing and then go to the cold calling section and all the cold calling stuff, scripts, guys, all the information you need to know for success is actually in there. So it's pretty dang cool. So that's how we do it. That's how you get going on there too. One thing I'll tell everyone too is make sure you know how to use property appraiser data. So another part of the implementation guide is when you get a deal, you want to look at the property appraiser. So let's actually use the St. Lucie County property appraiser as kind of a cool little guide for it so you know what to do. So let's show this. So let me show you here. There we go. Okay. So for example, if I have a property in St. Lucie County, let me show you this. Hopefully we don't get in trouble with this, but I think we should be fine. So if I'm wholesaling in St. Lucie County, right? When somebody tells me that they're looking to sell the property, I'm broke, I have no money, right? What I need to do, what I'm telling everyone to do is to go out here and go inside of your property appraiser. So if you're in Chicago, Illinois, it's going to be the Cook County property appraiser and just look at your government data. And so this is really important. It's not even about getting a list, about looking at it. So search by property, right? And if we look at some random houses, so 865. Oh, if you go here like 865, right? And I do like Shady Lake Lane. Let's do, yeah, okay, let's do this one. So I'm going to go to record card. And what it's going to do is pop up the government information on that property. Now, this is one of the better ones, I'll tell you. But I have personally always looked at this. I don't talk about it too much on YouTube. It's pretty, it's very secret, right? Some of them are a lot more clunky and they don't work as good. But a lot of Florida is really good too. But like basically what it does is, okay, this is the property. They actually have a picture of the house. This is all free, by the way, right? Let me actually give everyone the link to this so you can follow along with me. But basically, this is the address. Sometimes like a software has the property information wrong. That's why it's really important, this challenge I teach you. And I always tell people, like, check the zoning and everything like that out right here. Here's yours. But I don't really see many people on YouTube talk about this, right? They say only just use the software as there. But so you got some really cool stuff, right? So one thing on here is right here is like, it's going to tell you the legal description of the property, who's the owner, the address, the mailing address, right? This is what the assessed value is. and other stuff. Like one really cool thing about it is it'll give you the actual structure of the building, the actual plat. So it'll tell you this is what the under air square footage is. It'll tell you also the garage and stuff. Like, so what is it, a concrete block house? Is it brick? Is it wood frame? It tells me this property was built in 1996. It is concrete block, stucco. That is what it is. It literally even tells me the type of flooring, which is really crazy. But it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Sometimes you go on a software and it says 0 bedroom, 0 baths. Go to the government details and the government information. And it's on, I gotta use this mic for a second. The government details are going to be on here, and it'll tell you exactly all this information. Hey, what's the type of roof? Shingle roof, right? Now, some other information that software, even if you pay for it, it's not going to tell you, which I'm just giving you some secret ninja stuff right here, is if you go right here to permits. Now, I want to figure out, when was this roof put on? Guys, can somebody tell me in the comments, how old is the roof on this building? On this property right here. I just showed you this. Okay. It is currently 7. Oh boy. 3. Wait. Hold on. 3 plus 5 is 8. So the roof is 8 years old on this building. Does that make sense? Because I go to the permits. So the permit on the roof was in 2017, which means the roof was 8 years old. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the times you can get secret information that other softwares don't tell you. And as a beginner, this is really important information, right? Now we got some more information on here. Heck, I could figure out the guy paid his taxes or not. It'll actually show me on here. Show me how much his taxes are and all that important information. So guys, that is the point here. Also, I'm going to figure out if he did a bunch of crazy quick claim deeds and all these things. It's really important. So the government information here is essential for our success starting out in wholesaling real estate. But again, I want to talk about how do we start pulling lists and using them and doing them. And that's what we got Rick here. So Rick's going to show us exactly how to use xleads.com. But more specifically, not even just not to show you about xleads and stuff right here, but we just kind of want to show you exactly how to pull lists using software, because for a vast majority, a lot of people are going to be doing that. And we're just going to show you how to pull like vacant lists, how to filter out data, stuff like that for success. Because we just talked about the free part. This kind of on the paid part here on how you can go out here and do it. So okay. Let's talk.
Let's do it. Okay. Out of my way.
All right.
And the microphone that works. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's pull it up.
You can use that one. Yeah. I know.
Okay, guys. So let me pull it up here. Let's see. So today I'm going to show you how to use the xLead software, which, my opinion, is a great one-stop shopping. So he showed you how to use dmzach.com. So let me go over here and let's figure out how to share the screen. Share screen. Perfect. Okay. So let me see if I kept my noggin in here, and let's put, nope. Let's put it down. How do you rotate this thing? Okay, we'll start with that. So this is going to be basic, guys, but it's important you know how to do this. So if we go into xLeads, which you're going to go in there, you got 2 ways to log in. And so we're just talking about pulling lists. You have to learn how to pull lists in wholesaling. So if this is the only point I get across in my xLeads tutorial, that's fine, because I could go on like 10 hours. But I just want to kind of give you an overview on how it works. Are these softwares required? No, but they do save you a ton of time. And remember, the core part of wholesaling is marketing. Without a marketing list, you have nothing outside of driving for dollars, which is still a marketing list. So click on here on property leads. Now there's a million ways to skin this cat. You can go through a million tutorials. Make sure you go to the xLeads channel and it'll show you how to do it. Now, you have multiple ways that you can look up a list. So on this segment, I'm talking about specifically pulling a list. I'm an absolute ninja at pulling a list. It's what I was best at when I started out wholesaling, and to this day, I'm still the best at list. You have to become a master of pulling lists. How do you do it? Just tons of rep and playing around. So I'm going to show you a couple things that you can take advantage of it. Now, it'll save some of our recent searches there. Sorry about that. But what you can do is you can come up here and you can click in the box here, and depending on depending on which type of plan you have, if you have the basic plan, you will have some basic preloaded searches in there for you. Now, if you have them in the plan and you want to take full advantage of them, you have high equity, you have a low equity, but let's just do tax delinquent activity. Now, you obviously have to put in a county. So if I did, let's just say, I'll do the county I'm in, see if it pulls up here. St. Lucie County. I'm going to click right there. I do delinquents, and if you'll see it down there, it's searching on the bottom. Now, it gave me 2,962. Let's see here. 2,962 on the result. So if you look in here, that's a simple list. Now, if you want to filter it out even more, you can go on here. Some of you guys have the exclude option. And by the way, this is just a perk. If you want to take properties that were on market or anything like that, you can take them off here, like active listing. It really doesn't even reduce it a ton. 2962 to 2877. There's a reason why on the basic plan, we don't do the list stacking for you, because the value just isn't there. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but in the beginning, you just got to get your first deal. So you want to go in and you put it there. If you wanted to do additional filters on top of this, like I already know the average property value inside of this county. And so what I'm going to do is put a max of $250,000, because I'm looking for some lower hanging fruit. I usually like to put 15,000. Actually, I'm not even going to put a minimum on that. So, you see the results went from 2877 to 891. This is part of learning how to be a list ninja. So let me go back up here. You see the filters? These are all the filters. Now notice I have condo on there. I want to take that out. I excluded active listings. I'm looking ones for tax delinquent, single family. I don't care if there are apartments out and value of 250,000 or less. If you want to keep upping it, you can keep doing whatever you want. If you just want to do 3 2s, 2 2s. Another thing I can add on here is I do all owner types and say I want a minimum of 4 years ownership. Let's see what happens there. It's searching and it's going to spit out. Now that cut it way below in half. We're down to 344. So guys, listen to me. Let me make this point to you, because I don't want the software to overtake everything we're doing here. Is you have to have the ability to become what we call a list ninja. And that is your ability to cultivate lists. The best way to play and learn with lists is play with every, I can't repeat this to you enough, every filter that XLeads has to offer you, even if it's not XLeads, and then change the filter, either increase, if you put 4 years of ownership or 10 years of ownership, 1 year of ownership, what does that do to your list? Does it expand it? Does it shrink it? And the more you understand of how the numbers move and how it affects your data, the better you'll come at this. The reason why I'm so good with pulling lists is because I was broke when I did this and everything was pay for play. You guys don't know what a luxury you have with XLeads, because everything's included. 15,000 pieces, I had to pay for every one of them. I'm not even going to tell you the numbers, because it was anywhere from 12 cents to 25 cents a piece. So think about what you get included in the software. What you have to do is play around with the software. Find this criteria and just change it up. So, and then it will confirm. So if you make the criteria tighter, your list should be getting smaller. If it's having the opposite effect, it means you're doing something wrong and you want to understand that. So let's go back here and I'm going to clear out our list. And so we did tax delinquencies on that one. If you wanted to find, if you wanted to do pre-foreclosures, you can do that. You want to do vacancies. depending on what plan you have. But like, keep in mind, guys, the pre-loaded lists are something me and Zach are always working on. And right now we're working on a new cheat sheet list. It's not going to be out for a little while because we're still in testing, but you can go right over here to the filters like this, and you can start with anything you want from the top. So the first one's the AI score, which I'll show you later. Property valuations, honestly, is one of the biggest ones you want. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to look up, just Google, I hate using that word, but I don't have a better choice, and find out what the average median price in the market that you service. Don't go above that number because you're just wasting time, money, and energy. If you do that, it will cut your list way down. I don't care about the bedrooms and baths. Why? Because I'm not living in the properties. In a perfect world, when I first did this, I only did 3 2s because that was the most desirable property in Florida. Honestly, it doesn't really matter anymore. I do plenty of 2 1s. I do 4 2s, 4 3s. But very, very, very rarely will we go past 4 bedrooms. And I know that. So if you know that, now I've done thousands of homes, but like, you guys don't know it. So start with the average median price. And I mean, if I had to exclude one thing, I'd love to get rid of pools, but pools are a pain in the butt because there are limitations because landlords don't like to buy properties with pools for the liability reason. You can go from there. Now, if you want to drop down here, you can go under general liens information. If you want to do, you can pull up a list pendants. You can do HOA liens. You can select them all if you want. I don't like the divorce one. I've already told you that. This one was years of ownerships. And then you could do, if you just wanted to do individual business owners, you could click on that one. And there's the mortgage information. If maybe you're looking to do something creative finance, you're trying to look it over. Listing information. I'm probably just going to ignore that. I mean, it's there for a reason. And then remember, Xleads now scrapes any type of MLS photos that are on there, and it will include it in there for you. Now, you can do previous sale or last sale date information. You can do foreclosures. But for a cheat sheet, if you go to the top, they're all right here. And honestly, I think they're kind of in order of importance on what you should need to do. Most of the times, you're going to start with property valuations. You can add features, and then ownership information is probably the big one. So I would constantly focus on ownership information and property valuations. And that's the simplest way to do it. So if somebody wants to let me know in the comments if you want me to pull a list for your area, and we can do it from scratch, and I will show you how to do it. Now, I'm going to show you a couple different ways why we're doing this, so you can get the full grasp of how to do it. And the neat thing about Xleads is if you worked in any other types of software, a lot of the stuff is just going to be common because you can only invent searching like so many ways to do it. So let me go back to my map here and we can find it. So let me pull up the comments here and let's see here. I guess you guys are putting zip codes. So let's do this. Let's take, you guys are going so fast. Okay. Okay. Let's take Fred's Duluth, Georgia, because that's a good way to do it. I'm going to leave it up there so I don't forget it. Actually, just so you guys know it. So here's what we're going to do, Fred. I don't know if you have Xleads or not, but I'm just going to walk you through it and show you a couple little cool tricks. And then we'll move on to the next section and show you how to comp these properties. So let's go in here. So the simplest thing, I know nothing about Duluth other than how to spell it, hopefully. Duluth, Georgia. So there's more than one Duluth. I'm going to click on that. And it is searching. Now, what did I put in here? I don't know how big Duluth, Georgia is. And results. So I already had preset up filters. I should have cleared it. Let's remove market value. Let's remove townhome. And let's remove years of ownership. So once I remove it, that number should expand. We all agree on that? Wow, 23,153. So I'd like someone to Google me on what the average median price for Duluth, Georgia is. And we'll go ahead and stick that in there. If you could help me with that, and I'll show you a couple different ways to slice this sucker up. Now, if you look on here, it's really cool. You get a map, and it's going to show you valuations of this entire area. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. If you want to do a satellite one, it's kind of cool, but I find that if you use the roadmap, you can find dividing areas. So what I like to do is find my boundaries. So right here, I believe you have I-85, and then you have another major road, 141 over there, and you could use that as your parameters if you want to do that. So I like to use the roadmaps because it's easier to find. So Stan says it's 442. The average home in Duluth, Minnesota is around 269. So let's just put it at 300 and see what happens. And I just show you, this is where you guys have to play around with it. So if I go under filters, just to show you, I'm going to click property valuations, and I'm going to put 300,000. Now, you see that number in the lower corner, the 23,153? We're going to search the results on that. Uh-oh, what did I do? I did something. Let me go back. Property valuations. Oh, I put 30,000. Okay, now it's searching. See, we make mistakes. This is why you want to learn. So look at this. Under 300, which means Stan's probably closer to the number of 400,000, 442. I didn't know Duluth said. It's just crazy how expensive some of these markets are. They used to be really cheap. Now we're at 4,800. And if I put 442, it should go up. This is how you play around with the numbers to make sure you have the right data. Because remember, you guys are going to spend money and time on these. That's 7,142. And I don't believe. So the only thing I had on there was a market valuation on it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I might go and find someone. I'm going to do all owner types. I like to have someone with at least 4 years of ownership in it because it should imply some sort of built-in equity. And that cuts us down to 5,029. Now, maybe I want to do out-of-state absentee owners, which basically means they're landlord properties. I can click that. Like I would sit here and go through 6 and 8 hours of iterations to find out if I spend $300, what's the highest and best use of my money? And so say you get it down to this 300 and you're happy with that. Let's go back to the map. It's going to kind of show you the area. Now, another way that you can do this too is if you see this little sign up here, I have my areas drawn, like I can quarter them off. So if you want to just draw a particular area, say you just want to do, say just this little southern section, you can start by mapping an area like this. And you just draw the corners. Oops. And you can map it out. And for those of you guys that do a local, you can do a very, very localized search. Now, when I did that, obviously I have a much smaller number on those leads, and you can break it down and do it like that. I sometimes like to segment off my market, and like this would be my zone 1. So earlier we talked about an implementation on 3 zones. Maybe this is my south zone. Maybe I have a north zone and a middle zone. You've got to make sense of what makes sense in your market. Remember, all real estate is local, and you want to do that. So let me drop those leads out of there. So that is basically how we pull list. Remember, you can have your preset lists for you. It'll have your recent searches, or you can just go in and you can set all your filters right in here. So when you click to see the results, the numbers come up. And then let me just check and see if we got any questions here while we're doing this. So someone says, thought we could do 60K. That is with the X plan. You get 60,000 leads. You can upload, you can download, you can take your government list. The basic plan starts at 15,000. Guys, like, you got to think about it. Like, if you have 60,000, you better have a machine to get ready to get through it, because 60,000 is a lot. Trust me on this. Meaning, if you're cold calling, you got to contact 60,000 people to make it really work for you. Now, the cool thing is it's included in your plan. And the idea with the X leads is you can start with a basic plan. It starts at $49 a month. That's if you do the prepaid for the year, because we give you a 50% discount. It is an incredible value just on the list pulling alone. But there's so much more than just pulling list on here. You've got to understand. So, like, let's go back here and say we are, let's just take the top one we pick here. I'm going to hide phone numbers, because here's a really cool thing. It just spits out the phone number. So now we're looking at this and we're trying to evaluate this property, and this is really cool. So I'm going to give you like one of my favorite parts of X Leads, because it took 20 years to get this put in software, and I don't know why. Number one, you have a retail value, also known as your ARV. It is a somewhat of a guesstimate, but it's used off data. These are the target numbers of the highest and best use of the property. If your seller is going way above this number, take the hint. They probably just want to sell. They don't need to sell. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on it. The second one is going to be your rental number. It's important to understand the cash flow of any property. The comps are more important than the cash flow, but sometimes you have to use cash flow because you can't find comps. The last one is going to be your wholesale number. Why I'm so excited about this number is now you guys don't have to sit here and do a ton of math in your head. You're still going to have to add common sense to this. But the idea of the wholesale number is somewhere between 65 and 70% of what we call the ARV, or the retail number. Now, if you're getting numbers close to this, to what your seller wants to sell for, the only thing you have to underwrite at that point is the condition of the home. Is it good? Is it fair? Is it poor? And then inside of freewholesaling.com, go over to the Ginn Games, we give you a chart, and it'll tell you light, medium, heavy rehab, which is good, fair, and poor, same thing. And then you have the size. Based on the square footage, you can put a number on it and you can do it. The only time you get in trouble on this is if somebody goes, listen, I'll sell it to you for $225, but you don't have any idea what the cost to repair it is. Now, I don't want you to be a GC. Your job is to underwrite their motivation first. Then you underwrite the property. If you do it the other way around, you will be what we call a licensed realtor. And I don't teach that in here. So I'm not going to sit out here and spit out numbers until I know that there's some form of motivation. I typically going to find out motivation when they start talking. They go, Rick, I can't take a penny less than $475. I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time with that seller. And we do have them. And the whole purpose of this is like, if I know I need to be in like the low twos and they're stuck in the mid fours, guys, I do not have a miracle Hail Mary to give a line to you to have someone sell you. You're just going to waste your time when you do that. So this is where 95% of you guys should be spending your time. The rest of this stuff, great information. Honestly, I think it's like overkill. You're getting too much information. But I've never heard someone complain about too much information, financial insights, building insights, construction material. And then it'll give you mortgage amounts, transactions, great stuff. But honestly, don't waste your time with it, because that's not wholesaling. That's going into realtor land. You've got to find out if you can put a deal together. I call a seller, say, hey, listen, you're interested in selling the property? Yeah, I'd love to get rid of this. Yeah, I need 500. I'm coming up with 354. I'm simply going to say, how'd you come up with that number? You guys get it? Now, when I have challenges with the property and they need to sell it, they should be much closer to the wholesale number. Remember, it doesn't have to hit this number. We're just looking to be in a ballpark. The only thing you have to do is underwrite the condition of the property. Because here's the problem. They go, Rick, take it for 210. But they like, it's in good shape. And then we find out it has $100,000 of damage. I don't have a deal. And that's the biggest challenge when we do virtual wholesaling. So it's imperative that you get the condition of the property. Now, how do we do comparables? See the comparable buttons? You don't click this button so you're getting ready to ink a deal. I'm sorry, guys. Like now we're going to get into the weeds. I've already told you how to do this comp less than 5 minutes. It's right here. Now, if I get into comps, you either thumbs up or thumbs down it. So this is going to be all the items that you can do comps on it. And comps just short for the word comparable. To me, the most important is going to be the proximity. I like to stay within a half mile. So I would only consider these and up. And then I want to make sure the year and the square footage. What I love about XLeads is they tell you the square footage. You usually have to build in a parameter. You usually want to be within 10 to 15% of what the number is. So if our subject property is 1437, they're telling you this comparable has 360 more square feet. Not the worst thing in the world, but like you pick the ones that match. Also, you can go in here and look and see what the year it was built to make sure it matches with your data. And oops, I clicked the wrong one. Go back to comparables. I clicked it. Sorry. You can go through so I can include this one. You notice how this says unit number 205, unit 302. I'm not sure. I'm going to look up and make sure this isn't a townhome or anything like that because I need apples to apples. But the proximity is close. But the fact that all these have unit ranges, I'm a little suspect on that right off the bat. So once I start clicking this, it's going to give me the average numbers on it. And then if I want to download this report, I click that. And here's the really cool part. When you save it under your leads inside of XLeads, the report's already there. You can generate it for your sellers. You can generate it for your cash buyers. You can do whatever you want to do with it. So if you see that, you understand how that works. Now let's go back to details. Okay. So on comping, it's pretty straightforward. Now I want to show you one other thing that's extremely valuable in XLeads and why I like you guys to use it. So let me go back. Okay. Got it. So if we notice while we're in here, say you take a phone call, say you had a bandit sign out and someone's calling you right off the bat, like, Rick, crap, I need data. Remember, always underwrite the individual first, because if you don't have some sort of sign of motivation, some urgency to sell the property, you are going to be nothing more than a pseudo realtor. So say somebody calls in. So if you click up the plus button in here and see the call in, boom. Now, what you can do is put in the address. So let's just make up an address, 550 Northwest. Here we go. So say this is the address. So right off the bat, I go straight into my seller script and I can find out what's going on. Check this out. I already know that Mary's one of the owners and Richard is one of the owners. Man, holy crap. Then if I want, I already know it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2149 single family home. Now, if I want to click on it and get details on the house, I can go in and start looking on here and you can start doing valuations like whatever you want to do with it. Why? Because when I got somebody on the phone, I want to find out, do they own this property? What are the numbers on the property and what's going on with it? And by getting in there, you can find out anything you want to know on the property, the square footage, everything you want to know. Or you can simply go over, where's my back button? Here it is. The other way you could do it is simply, if I'm on the phone with someone, I could put in 559. I don't know. I forgot what address I put in there. It's a Miami address. I can punch it in there and it's right there. All my numbers are right here in front of me. Now, this one looks like it's listed. It gives me pictures, locations. I have the ARV and I have the wholesale number. Seller goes, listen, I'm interested in selling it for like 350. It's worth working with them. When they want to sell it for 680, I'm probably not going to spend a lot of energy on it. And you have to understand how that works. Now, the really cool part is, let me go back here, is you guys want to know how to skip trace these and how to make everything work on it. And it's never been easier before than how we can do it. Shoot, I would love to do a live call. It's going to tie up tons of time. And I like to call them motivated sellers. So like calling people randomly is 9 times out of 10, you're talking to people who want to sell your house. So if you want me to call real estate agents all day, I'd do it, but it's not going to teach you anything. I promise you on it. So, okay, let's get back into this. So, let's just pull up some Charleston, South Carolina list I put. There's some small houses there. Okay, so let's click on this one. And let's let it load real quick. And if you notice on this, we come up with all the numbers. But like quickly on the top here, I'm going to show it. You have the skip trace numbers. Now, if you notice, there is one up here. Well, I didn't want to do that. It'll tell you this contact was found in the DNC registry. It's also going to have their email on there. Guys, it doesn't get any easier than this. Everything's right there. If you want to do driving for dollars, if you want to click someone's abandoned house, boarded up house, XLeads goes in and digs up all the information. Is it perfect? No, there's no skip trace service that's perfect on it. But that's when you do one-off. You can tie it to your Google Voice. If not, if you're in iOS, you've got to download the Chrome extension for Google Voice. I'm not your guy to teach you that, but you understand how to do this. So I can click this, add it to my leads, and then it's all in there and I can save it. Now, most importantly is, Rick, how do I do the skip tracing thing? I am so glad you asked. So let's go back to our list. Now, there's multiple ways to do it. I will need to show with you and show you the cheat sheet on, where is it? Where is my property template form? So I got to share my screen to do this. So let me stop at this one and let me present my other screen. Well, that's not it. Okay. Well, let's just go back to the screen share. You just have to trust me on this. So when you upload a file, the first thing you're going to do is, let's go back to our dashboard on the lead pipes. And let me get rid of this. Go back to my dashboard. Under property leads. And so, see this beautiful box here. You can find anything you want. You can also click here and get your preloaded list, the quick to go to. Now, you see this right here where it says upload CSV file. This is the section where if you have a government list or anything and you want to upload it, this is where you would do it. Now, when you do this, you're going to get an instruction box. I strongly urge you to read and understand how to do it. Whenever you upload a CSV file, and it's important, it's a CSV file. Don't ask me what it stands for. It's always comma, but it's the common source where all data is transposed into any type of Excel spreadsheet or any type of data spreadsheet. It's important that you do this. You download a sample of our property sheet. Now, I don't think it's showing up here because I know it just jumps screens on me. And of course it's not. So let's just stay in what we have. So basically there's going to be 4 columns. They're all it's the property address, the property city, the property state, and the property zip. There is only 4. You can only have 4 headers, and you can do up to 5,000 pieces at once. Wait a minute, Rick. You told me I could do 15,000 or 60,000. You just have to segment them. So if I have 4,000 leads, you can now upload them in here. You drag them and drop them in here, and you click upload. And then when you do it, it will spit out the file for you. Now, if you want to take your current, so I have 847 leads in here. Say I want to skip trace them because I want to get on the phones and call every one of these people because I'm super excited because I took the Ginn Games challenge. I'm going to click that. All you have to do is click standard. This Facebook custom is something that we're working on giving you, which is really cool. And then for right now, you just got to click the lead trace button. Don't worry. Inside of X leads, your skip tracing is included. The only additional thing you have to do is lead trace because everybody else has to pay for it. So we have it all set in here, and you're going to click export. And then what it's do is it's going to be generated. This is the really cool part. Your export is being generated. You can continue using the system. Now, once you get it, you're going to get a notification in here, and you can click and download it all and see the entire file. It's that simple to do any file you want to do. Now, remember, you can one-off and pull them up one at a time, or if you want to upload your government list, which we talked about getting code violations, getting probates, getting the eviction list, getting your driving for dollars, getting the probates. Guys, I've never been in a software. I just click one button. The email's there. The phone number's there. The wholesale price I needed there. The ARV's all set in there. And then look at all these beautiful tags, guys. This is AI, which was the last section we're going to do and talk about AI on this because you're really going to enjoy this. Is this one's telling me right off the bat, it's an absentee owner, a board investor, which means they own a lot of property for a long time. It means they probably bought the property cash at some time because it's free and clear, and they're delinquent on tax activity. This is like a dream customer to pull up. So what if you ask yourself, hey, Rick, how can I use X leads to give me, hold on here. How can I use X leads to give me the absolute best chance at getting a motivated seller list? And I'm going to show you right now, but I got to give you a couple disclaimers. I do love what AI does, but I'm just telling you, AI does not have the ability to get in someone's mind and to see if they want to sell. That is your job to do. AI is great if you need to filter 5,000 leads down to like 2,500. But like some of you guys split hairs with AI. If I have 1,000 leads, your best way to attack them is hit all 1,000 leads. If you're constantly looking to get it down to 10%, I promise you, you're going to leave great wholesale deals on the table. And I don't want you to do that. So now I want to show you actually how to go in and pull your AI. So let's jump back in here, add this to the stage. And you've got to understand, me and Zach spent a lot of time like researching AI. A lot of you go, I want AI for the entire state. No, you don't. It's expensive. It's like doing pay per lead if I did that. Now, in the future, we're going to have some incredible tools in AI, and the price is all going to come down. And we like to give you services where you get your best bang for your buck. So what we recommend is if you do the plan with the AI, is start out with one zip code. Can you do more? Yes, we can customize it, but you can rotate that zip code every 30 days. How do you do that? You just reach out to support at X Leads and send a request and tell them you want to change from this zip code to that zip code. They'll put in the change. Yeah. Are we reverse hacking it? Yeah. But like, that's how we do it. Like, I'm extremely resourceful. I don't like wasting money and time. So why am I going to have you buy 15 zip codes? You know what that's going to cost you? I like to do AI if you have one market and you really like to go deep into it. This is incredible for local. If you like to specialize, like I have people in San Francisco that like go door to door. They have to have this information. It's so competitive. It's hard to do. So what I'm going to do is put in my AI zip code, which is one of my hot zip codes that I do. And I'll show you how this works. So Okay, it's searching. So as it searches here, why does it say Connecticut? I don't know if it did port. Let's see. Oh, it might help if I put in. Hold on, I'm gonna reset my leads. And then I got to put in my criteria. Let's restart it here. Okay, hold on. Let me refresh it. Okay. Let's go into property leads. Okay, that's more like it. So if you see in here, 34952. So if you look under this, you're going to start to see, because I'm in my AI score, which I chose one county. Now, listen, guys, you can do more, but you're going to have to request and pay for it. I like to do stuff a la carte, because if you think you need the entire state, the minute I give you the number, you're going to say, I don't want the entire state. So start out with a zip code. So right now you're going to have 3 scores. You have the retail score, which I really don't give a crap. It trying to tell you the condition of the house and what its highest and best use is. A rental score means it's a stronger rental, and a wholesale score means this property's got a lot of issues going on, and the AI is trying to find problems with tax delinquencies, vacancies, zombies house, pre-foreclosures, anything like that. The more the stacked list gets, the higher the score. So in the old days, I want everybody to understand this. In the old days, I actually had to go in and use softwares, and I'd have to take this list, I have to merge it with this list, and then I have to put a macro in, and then I paid companies thousands and thousands of dollars a month to help me sort through this information. Honestly, XLeads has made this so much more simple. And let me just show you how it works. So if I go in here and I do this, it simply has the 3 different scores. Now, what I like to do is, if you want to find out, you can sort your data. You can do it by any one of these. So I'm going to go by wholesale score, and you can do the highest or the lowest. Obviously, I want the highest score. So a highest score is 1,000. So if you look right off the bat, we have 1,000 plus. Now I can go back into my filters here, and particularly under AI scores, I mostly focus on a wholesale score. Now, if you want to go in an area that is a heavy rental area, you can focus on the rental score. That means the majority of the properties are going to be rental related. Now, what I'll do is I'll put a minimum of, say, 700 and let that go to the max. And we had 14,742, and that puts us down to 474. Now, maybe I do 800, and let's see where that number goes to. So now I'm down to 409, and maybe I do 850. This is how we kind of do like ninja mode list looking here. And so if I'm looking, I'm down to 163. So let's pull up the results. I have 163 here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click them all and add them to my leads. So now I have all these beautiful leads. And so if, say, I just want to go and click on it, go, Rick, how do I call them? Right there. There's the phone number. I'm going to cover it up so we don't get like shut down. And you see this one? This property just got sold in 2021. And you see how XLeads goes in and gives you the most recent updated pictures. It looks like it's a decent property. So why does it have such a high AI score? Dude, right here, take a look at this. Deceased probate. It's got it on a fire number of 997. Now, remember, it's just a probability. It is not a factual piece of information. You're going to have to go dig and find out the work. And then you can go through all the information here, whatever you want to do. At this point, I'm going to get on the phone and try to call and see if there's an interest in selling the property. And this is a 2-2 villa located, looks like on a lake in an HOA. But the reason why it's so high, guys, is it is a probate. And that's what I love to do on these deals. But you can keep going down. I can click on any one of them. You see a lot of free and clears on here. And I like to look at ones like, look at this one right here. Delinquent tax activity, upside down, vacancy, utility lien. Now, I'm not a big fan of an upside down property, but I'm looking at that picture and that property is pretty rough. But you can keep going through. Another deceased probate. And here's another one, just to give you an idea how this works. Once again, it doesn't look like this one's been on the market. I'm going to cover their phone number up there. No email on this one. That's fine. I got a retail of $415, a wholesale of $269. Let's get on the phone and see if we can make a deal. It's this simple. Like, I can sit here and call all day. You guys, I'm not the best cold caller. I don't even try to hide it from you. I'm a really good wholesaler. And you give me the right list, I love to make the phone calls. But remember, using the AI score gives you the most highest probability list. Now, this is great if you're attacking one single market. Can you do more zip codes? Why don't you start with the first one and see what kind of results you get so you can track it to find out what's worth it and which ones are going to work the best, instead of overspending your money and getting stuck with something that you can't make it work. So, I'm going to answer a few questions here and see what I can help you guys out with. So pulling lists and X leads is valid. It's like going in person. Just wondering because I'm 5 hours away. I will tell you this, it's better than not having the information. Nothing's going to replace a human eyes touching a property. Because remember, the one thing X leads can't do, which I can't stress, that it can't smell the property. And I really mean that sincerely. Sometimes pictures just don't do houses justice, just like they don't do people justice. But with X leads, if you get all the information, you can verify if there's any type of motivation there. You can underwrite the seller, and then you can attempt to underwrite the property, understanding whenever you do anything virtual, there is an element of risk that people will lie to you. And this is the only challenge. This is the biggest problem with virtual wholesaling. I have this problem all the time. We think we have a $50,000 profit to find out it needs $50,000 in repair. But I have a reason to go down in the price because you told me the property was in good shape and I found out it was in poor shape. And for that reason, I can't pay you X amount of dollars. So it's a simple understanding on it. So everyone wants to know how you do pull the buyers. So I can pull that for you right now, just understanding you've got to get something above the basic plan. But let's go ahead and show you how that's going to work real quick. I didn't really plan on doing this, but we'll do it. Why not? We're here. Okay. So say I have a property under contract in the 34952 area. Simple, right? I'm going to go down and you can look at this multiple ways of how you want to attack it. So like the simple one, even on your basic plans, you can sit there and do cash buyers just like that. Like honestly, just that simple. And let's pull up the results. So when I'm looking on here, wait a minute. These are all the cash sales of cash buyers, and you can reverse engineer your cash buyers list without going deep into Dispo software. Now, for those of you, let me bounce this around here. Let me get back under lead pipes. We have to go back under our lead pipes, and if you look, you bounce down here. You're going to go under investor leads.
Are you sure about the Dispo?
Yeah, we're just talking about it.
Okay.
We showed everything up to do that. If you want to help us pull this out.
Yeah. So for the Dispo part, if obviously I think everyone should be using X leads for the Dispo, but this works better than any disposition software. So you see all these super crazy expensive disposition softwares, right? This is what X leads does. You need the pro or the annual plan. If you want the landlord leads, you need to get the annual for the pro and the X. So let's just do this really quick. Guys, can somebody in the comments tell me, where do you want me to expose the best cash buyers? Guys, I'm about to expose the top cash buyers right now in a city. So comment it below and we're going to break down exactly. I'm just going to give everyone a free list of the top cash buyers, top landlords, and the top flippers in that county. All right, first one right there. And Nell just won that one. So let's break it all down. So let's share how to do it right here. So we're going to go here. We're going to 0808831. Here, I can show this in the ninja mode too. So we go here and let's break it down right here. There you go. And all we have to do is go by flipper and all the flippers right here. So in this weird area, I know this is New Jersey because there's a stupid 0 in front of it. When I had a mail merge probates manual, that was, hated that. But basically, these are the top flippers. You got contracting, Mary Schnelzner. She's done 5 this year. These top ones right here. Cool part is a lot of these are homes by Manny. That's an interesting person right there. Cool part is we have Manny's phone number. We literally just exposed Manny's information. So we have the cash buyer. We have their phone number included on there. Guys, there are other softwares, but there's no other softwares that's $199 a month with everything included that has this, which is awesome. So you got the free skip tracing. Now we can market to him with his email and his phone number. Absolutely amazing right there. That's why we use it. And then obviously if I want to go by landlord, you go out here and you find the landlords. So right here are the top landlords in the county. So you guys can hit these people up. I go a little down because 15 properties. The Salvatore guy, that's amazing. He owns 15 properties. Do you think reaching out to him, he's going to want to buy any more? Well, let's click it and see. So let's look at Salvador's information right here. So 3.3, that's insane. It's an insane amount of property that the guy owns. But that's how we can go in here and physically see that information and actually see the property. Oops, there we go. And that's how we go in there, and you guys can go in there and do it from there. Now, keep going in here. If we want to go and just reach out to these people, all we have to do is, let me remove it right there. There you go. All we have to do is go up here and go add them to my leads. So select those. You can filter them out in here even more. Hey, I only want guys that own more than at least 30 rentals, but own at least 3. And they've bought a rental in the last year. That's probably one of the best hacks I give to anyone. 47, boom, hit them all up. I would just select all, export them, you're good to go. That's how you can use the dispositions software in there. Now, this little button right here, Ninja Mode, it's going to bring you to the CRM part. So let me show you exactly Ninja Mode really quick and how you can use that for your dialing, your calling, your e-signing, all these things. And I'm going to do it. It's really quick. It's not that hard, but you guys want to check it out, just go to xleads.com. But let me show exactly. So just go to Ninja Mode. Guys, FYI, when you sign up for XLeads, 24 hours. So today's Friday. It's 3:57. So basically what that means is on Monday around 4 o'clock, you will get your Ninja Mode access. It takes 24 hours from a business day to get your access to Ninja Mode. So let me share exactly how to go in here. So you click that little Ninja Mode button, and what's going to pop up is your Go High Level. And there's no secret. Go High Level is Ninja Mode. Ninja Mode, Go High Level, they're basically the same thing. A lot of people think that like I don't hide it because people sell Go High Level white labels for $150, $199 a month
by themselves.
So they're insane. And then we mix exactly XLeads with it. It's awesome. But basically how you use it is, let's go into an account here, log in. Rick, there we go. Let that load on here. Okay, there we go. It's all added on here. So all you do is you go inside here and just like really quick on here too, just basically showing you exactly everything you need to know about this right here, right? Basically what you got to do is, where are we? Okay, this is Ninja Mode. So you'll get your email access to Ninja Mode, but pretty much what it is you can use it as a dialer. I can click this and just start calling people, right? Which we just got to get our phone number. We got A2P. All the guys, just go to xleads.com and you can sign up there. But also if you go to the XLeads YouTube channel, or heck, in school, we have the XLeads basically course. So we actually just give you a course on XLeads. And so I'm not going to do the full tutorial on Ninja Mode, right? But pretty much all you have to know is you can use it as a power dialer. We have all these awesome automations in there. Basically, if I want to go hit up my lead. So one thing I'll tell everyone is you can export your data and then import it into Ninja mode in the context tab. But the point is what we're really good at with Ninja mode inside of here is hitting your leads with what we call an ROS triple tap. So this is a very advanced marketing system that costs maybe $150 a month, $200. It's really not that hard. That's kind of the point and the reason why it works so well. So what you do is you just, here, I don't want to go crazy, but you just go to contacts and all you do is you add, let's say a tag on someone. So like this tag right here, we can add a tag. So let's add a tag. There you go. Add a tag and then just call it call. I don't know. And then add the tag of ROS Blaster. Press add tag. You can add the tag to put on the dialer, the text, and all these things, right? But basically what it does is the ROS Blaster tag has been added. Once that has been added, you go in the automations here and it will be added on the ROS triple tap. No one in wholesaling has something like this. So this is why it's really, really cool. So basically what it does is once that tag is triggered, what it does, it gives an offer email and we instantly send an email out to the seller. And the email basically says cash offer on 123 Main Avenue. You see how it's basically kind of like a merge field and all this stuff, right? So cash offer on 123 Main Avenue for Rick Ginn, right? And it'll say terms, all cash, no games, closing costs paid, no commissions, sell in as is condition, no repairs, close ASAP on the day of your choice. Your cash offer is, and what the cash offer is going to be is, of course, we teach inside of in Ninja mode, right? So also give everyone the FYI on here because I'm not going to do I can do probably a 4-hour Ninja mode thing, but I'm not going to do that because you guys would be mad at me. But basically, if you want the full Ninja mode training once you get X leads, it's a little advanced, but you go to classroom, go right here to X leads right here. And then the trainings are going to be on here. So I got our SMS setup guide, Ninja mode walkthrough is right there too. And we actually have some other videos that are actually dropping right now on it. But basically we're probably going to add 6 or 7 more videos this weekend in there. And so this is basically the mini X Leads course, which you go in the classroom. This is, guys, you're in the challenge, right? Just go to X Leads. It's all in there teaching you how to do it right there. That is how you break it down. Well, how do I use A2P? And all? It's in freewholesaling.com. Just go there. I'll show you how to do it. But basically what we do is we send an email out, and what it basically is if the value of the property according to X Leads is 200 grand, what we're going to do is multiply that by 83% roughly. So that means probably, I'm too lazy, so I'm not going to do the math here, but 83% of 200 grand is 166,000. So we're going to offer them initially on this email. And you can do this using Google for free, by the way, if you want to go crazy, right? But you can just offer, your cash offer is $166,000. Call me to discuss your offer. You seem pretty serious.
Yeah, I mean, they consider that an offer. And remember, we're using the age-old marketing technique of curiosity. So most wholesalers try to teach you he or she who speaks first screwed the deal up. I go the complete opposite way.
Oh, yeah.
I put a number on there to incite them to call me. Now, the reality is, if they call you, you just underwrite them like you normally do. But like, it works because most wholesalers are so scared to give a number. I'm going to teach you by using this system. If you get the phone call, you have a shot. If you don't get a phone call, you have 0 shot. So which do you want? And here's the thing is, you're not obligated to pay that price. Is that a bait and switch? No, I have no idea what the property looks like. I know nothing about you or the condition of the property. This is where we get them the call and we qualify them like we do our normal wholesaling. If you guys understand, curiosity is what killed the cat. It's what's going to take down your best wholesale deals. You ever see people who send a postcard that has everything? It's like so long. People glance. You have 7 seconds to get their attention. If there's a price on that card, they take it very personal, either good or bad. I'm indifferent. Oh, yeah. If I over offered you or under offered you, you called me, and they'll say, how did you come up with this number? Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the house? And if we're marketing to the right list and stuff, the odds of that house being perfect are slim to none. And that's how we go. Think about this. When a realtor lists your house, Do they underbid it or do they overbid it? Every one of them, 99%, put it 10 to 15% above the price. Why? Because that's the game that everybody plays. So we're just playing with the fair set of rules that realtors have already created. The thing is, I'm just using curiosity. If I don't put that number in there, there is no intrigue, and the odds of them call you are slim to none. I find that a number associated with the property becomes very near and dear and personal. Every owner thinks they know what their house is worth. And guys, I don't care. Don't worry about what you offer. Oh my God, if I offered them 166, I'm stuck. No, you're not. It's a marketing. It is marketing. We could possibly get you this. And honestly, if it was in perfect shape, probably have no problem making that offer. But use it, guys. It works well. And I love the automation of Ninja, of the Ninja mode, because this is something me and Zach used to have to do manually. And now you can do it like in your own system. And there's really no cost to do this once you have the data. So like, use it. Curiosity gets people to call you. Whenever you can tie a personal price to their house, that's it. Stop thinking you're stuck at that price. Everything's negotiable in life. So you got to underwrite them, find the motivation, find the condition of the property, and then you can make an educated offer and solve the seller's problem.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. We're just gonna...
You can share.
Thank you so much. All right. So basically we give them an email right there and it works really good. And then from there, we give them an offer text. Hey, John, I'm ready to offer you 166 grand, sight on the scene for that property. Thoughts? And then if they don't reply, then we're going to manually call them. And then from there, we actually drop a voicemail. So it's technically an RVM and it says this. Hey, this is Zach, just checking in on your cash offer I just sent you. If you could please give me a call back at your earliest convenience, I'd really appreciate it. Again, this is Zach. Please give me a call. I got a cash offer in your house. I need to get it done. I need to buy some houses right now. Please give me a call back. Thank you. So again, I say this a lot, but like the reason why when I'm talking is like, give you a cash offer, like it sounds a little off. The reason is because everyone's used to perfect AI and all, like it's not, oh, that's a real person. Mm-hmm. You say, oh, that's a real person that just gave me a voicemail. So it's technically quadruple tap, but that's not like a good selling term. So it's basically you get hit with an email, a text, a call, and a voicemail. That is how we hit these leads doing that. And it's insane. It's a lot of follow-up, but at the end of the day, the seller's going to be like, dang, this person's really serious about my house. Yep. And that's why it's really successful. We're having so many people doing so well with wholesaling real estate using Ninja mode. On top of that too, really quick with Ninja mode, right? So I can get really nutty with this. But basically, we got all these workflows for texting. We have all of our SMS. I mean, we have workflows where you can send thousands of texts every single day. It's insane what you can do. You can create your own website on here, right? So I show people you can go out here and create your own site for sellers and stuff. It looks like this. You can edit it and oh, where is it? Right here. You can make it look all good. And it's pretty cool. On top of that too, the e-signing. I want to show everyone the e-signing really quick too, because I think a lot of people want me to kind of go over that. So basically, if you want to do e-signing inside of Ninja mode, all you need to do is go out here to payments. And then under payments, you go to documents and contracts. And then, oh, we got to upload a contract. Let's go into freelisting.com and download a contract. So let's go to freelisting.com. And let's go out here and download a contract. So let's go to freelisting.com and we should have a contract in there. So let me see what we got. All right, cool. So let's get a contract. Okay, there we go. Okay. So all we have to know about how Ninja mode works is it's connected to the leads, right? So this is how leads kind of basically work, right? We have our contacts. And if we have a seller right here, maybe Zach at xleads.com, right? And he's looking to basically, he's my seller. So all we're going to do is go here to payments. Also, we have scrum boards. So from like left to right on the wholesaling, if we want to do JV wholesaling, we actually have a whole walkthrough of how to deal with it, right? It's so advanced what we can do here, right? But basically on the wholesaling side here, we go to payments, documents and contracts. We're going to press add new. And actually, do I have it? Oh yeah, these are other ones I should, but just do add new, upload a PDF. And let's upload this one right here. Let's see. Oh, that's the docs. Uh-oh. Here, we just got to do this really quick. Google Docs. Upload that. Go to Docs. Okay. File. Download PDF. There you go. Okay. Download that right there. Upload. And process that really here. We're just going to get that e-signed. So, okay. Redirecting to the builder. Oh, geez. Okay. So here's the contract. All we're going to do is find our recipients. One of our recipients is going to be Zachary G. He's going to be, let's say, the seller. And all we have to do is just press add an element, add a signature. So let's go down to seller. Zachary G is the seller. He goes down to seller. And what it's going to do is email him. And it looks good. We're going to preview it. So basically, it looks all nice and sexy. It's basically like any DocuSign, I guess. So it's right there. Gets an email, please sign. And then it goes there. You click, sign, boom, done like that. And then you can send the email out and you're good to go. You can even send a link. JV's virtual, like all the stuff for the e-signing. I mean, $30-$40 a month to get absolutely for free included inside Ninja Mode. So we absolutely love Ninja Mode. That's what we use for everything. And it's really good. And then obviously like on the CRM part, right? You got your contacts, your leads, contacts right here. We got our sellers, their information. We can text within the CRM. I think that's probably one of the coolest things that aren't really talked about. I can text sellers inside of the CRM. Come on. Not many ones have that, which is really cool. On top of that, too, if I just want to click, I can just boom, call from there. I can add them. I can put them, I can click follow up, put them on a follow-up sequence. Heck, I know exactly how many deals I have from left to right, all these things. And it's got everything. We can even do the wave dialer, which is a triple line dialer. I think it's $120 a month. We can upgrade inside of there. I mean, pretty much everything we need is all in here. Texting is $0.008. So like an eighth of a penny per text. And the dialer is really cheap. So check it out. xleads.com comes in Ninja Mode and the data and the skip tracing and all that stuff. So it's basically me and Rick's baby that we've been working on really hard on. And yeah, we like it. It's pretty cool for wholesaling real estate. But kind of going back on the challenge part here, right? So especially on the Ginn Games. So let's go. Where is it? There we go. There we go. So let's share my screen. There we go. But basically, that is Ninja Mode, kind of like up here, 101, right? That's kind of how we get our start here in wholesaling. But pretty much what this means is we're wrapping up the challenge here. This means that it is accountability time. Guys and gals, post a weekly post inside of freewholesaling.com. If you want to win the Ginn Games, you want to win the prizes, you want to have success, you want the largest assignment fee. I think someone just posted a $20,000 one yesterday. So, and now we got first bloods out here, right? Post a weekly accountability. So I would challenge everybody watching this, if you watched this far, make a post. Hey, my name's Zach. Here's a selfie of me. I'm ready to get started and become successful. Who wants to go work with me? That's how you create your JVs, your relationships, right? Also, on top of that, post your schedule. Hey, this is what I'm going to be doing. Be accountable. And every single week, post your key performance indicators. Post your KPIs. Hey, I made this many calls. These many people answered. Show the real stuff. So it's not just me, it's everyone else doing it. That's what's going to make a big change. That is what's really the big change is going to be going. So what is the homework for day 2? Go to freewholesaling.com. Make a post. Make something. Make people know who you are. Introduce yourself. Join xleads.com if you want to kind of just, if you're going to spend money into a tool, do xleads.com. That's what I do if you were going to do it. On top of that, too, this is the most important part. Call 2 sellers today.
Call them, guys.
Call them.
Not tomorrow, not Sunday, not Monday. Today. As soon as you get off this, make the call. Trust me, the anxiety is worse than the actual action. And if you want to be a wholesaler, like just cross this bridge now. Just get that badge of honor off and just get it done, because I need you to call thousands and thousands, not just 2. But we got to start somewhere. You got to get momentum. Make sure you do it today.
So 2 sellers today. And then what we're going to be doing is start ramping it up. So 2 sellers today. You know why? Because 60% of the people watching this aren't going to do that. And because they won't even get the second call done. So it's like, okay, how can I help you go to the gym every single day for 30 days? Well, go to the gym just 2 days in a row. And your chance of keeping that momentum going is insane. It's the first 2 that are the hardest, right? Yep. So that's the first part. 2 calls today. That's what you got to make. 2 cold calls. That's all I'm asking. Make a post that you did your 2 cold calls. Then make your marketing plan. Guys, we have all the downloadable content, everything in there. That's all you need for your success in wholesaling real estate. So guys and gals, that concludes the Ginn Games opening ceremony. So we might do one in probably a couple months or something like that. But the Ginn Games, we're going to be giving prizes out every single month for the most active users. But the grand prize, the big one, the big kahuna is going to be for January. That's why you're watching this. And we're going to be repeating this challenge every single month. We're not going to do massive live streams on YouTube every first of the month. But here, we are going to go crazy hard in the paint for you to be out here letting people know who you are, just getting massive deals and giving value to the community. So guys, we're super excited for it. And we're excited, guys. Go to zachdiscord.com tonight at 8 p.m. I'll be there. And like usual, guys, make a post. Be in freewholesaling.com. That is the last thing. If you get one thing from this, go to the freewholesaling.com, go through the course, learn how to do it. And we'll see you soon. I know you can do this. I believe in you. Just the proof is already there. You can do it. That's how you become successful. Any parting thoughts?
Guys, just be accountable to yourself. People always talk about accountability partners. Start with yourself. And if you said you're going to make 2, hold yourself accountable to 2, because if you're going to lie to yourself, there's no end in sight. So I'm just telling you, one of my biggest changes in wholesaling is when I just said, I'm just going to hold myself accountable. And it makes yourself feel better, and it's going to make your wholesaling business a whole lot better. So a lot of us try to depend on other people accountability. We got to learn to start with ourselves, because most of you in this venture all by yourself. It is up to you. Your parents aren't going to change it. Your government's not going to change it. Rick and Zach will light a match under you, but you're going to have to do the heavy lifting. So go out there, get started, have fun while you do this. Because remember, you're doing this. What's your belief? You're trying to make a change. You want to become free of your time and financially free. You're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to get uncomfortable. Just stick into it. Don't run from it.
That's it, guys. Life is short. Make the most of it. I believe in you. And I'm excited at the end of the month to interview the winner of the 2025 Ginn Games. So large assignment fee. We'll see you there, guys. Smash that like button, subscribe. Thank you so much for all the love. And like always, we will see you later. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
See you guys.